I had one job. I had one job and I failed miserably. Istrissy, thank you for pointing out that we had no sound. We'll do the intro again. I got to get one more piece of sound. It's an audio output. Discord. There. Now everybody should be able to be heard. I failed so hard. Woo. Hello, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of the United Adventure Company, our ongoing D&D 5e campaign. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Hope you are doing well. In honor of Pride Month, we have adjusted our overlays to show our support of the LGBTQ community, and we are honored to do so. I think I lost Brata's camera. I'll have to see if I can figure that out too. Things are going great. Things are going great. I know, failure. Failure is not an option. While I sort all that stuff out, I'm going to turn it over to our dungeon master so that he can tell you what's on tap for tonight. Take it away, Billy.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the stream. While our stream host fixes our bugs, welcome. It's been a few weeks. We had some scheduling issues. Matches is not going to be joining us tonight. He's still away on vacation, but we heard you loud and clear in the Discord asking for more. So here we are, giving you more of what you want. Just quick round the table. How's everybody doing? We'll start in my upper left, which is not your upper left audience, but my upper left would be with Angela and Clark, and just check in with everybody. How's your week been? How's things going? Ready to play some games?
Yeah, definitely. Just been busy with work. Tired. Worked overnight last night, but I'm ready.
Is that what's on your shirt? Is it a dinosaur eating a hamburger? What is that?
Velociraptor playing with a ball of yarn.
Oh, that is too cute. That is nice. I like that. Oh, well, I'm glad you're here. Now Brata is upside down.
I know, I'm working on it. I'm so sorry.
Yo, we've been working on this overlay for like a week.
You can just leave me upside down. It's fine.
You know,
Probably
one stream we may do that. We may leave you upside down.
Oh, you know what? That would be great channel points. Flip cameras.
Ooh.
That'd be fun channel points. So
submit your ideas for what we can do to whore ourselves out for your money.
Yes, please.
Well, since
Money.
you brought it up, Mike, how about you? How's things going with you? Excited?
Things are going pretty well.
Yeah,
I made
I think I fixed
Angela
it.
sleep today.
Well, I'm glad, Angela, you got a nap. I know working overnights are tough, especially when you got to get up and play a late game. So it's okay, Estrisi. We'll give him one. Okay, I've already given him 2 derps, but feel free to give the RB derps if you have them.
I feel so loved right now.
Also, there are new emotes available in Twitch as well. They have added animated emojis, I think, or emotes, or whatever they call them, to their global thing. I don't know if you can turn those on or have a way to turn them on or not, but feel free to use those. Quick couple of shout outs. Well, let's go to, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of the script here, folks. I'm failing too, apparently. Let's go to Lindsay Brata. See about you. How's things going with you?
I'm tired. Also, waiting on this food delivery, so.
Ooh,
Yay,
food.
groceries.
Ooh, food
in the
delivery.
middle of the game.
That'll be
It's
fun.
just groceries.
Yeah, it's just vegetables. It'll be all right.
I can leave them on the
Those of
porch.
For those of you who don't know, we're mostly vegetarian. So when we say groceries, it just means we're getting vegetables.
Just
Are
leave
you
them
guys
on the
still
porch.
doing
They'll just
Are you
grow.
the Misfits market?
I'm doing a local company now called Bagged.
Mm.
They're cheaper and the vegetables are fresher.
So if anybody that works at Bagged is listening, we're interested in maybe having you on for a sponsorship.
I think there's like 3 people in that company, so good luck.
Ooh, Diamond says channel point idea. All roles are inverted. 18 minus 3d6. Oh,
That's evil.
that is evil. We
Only
might
if
do
it
that
applies
for,
to the DM's roles.
Yes.
no.
No.
We might do that some kind of backwards day celebration or something. The People versus Veil of Shadows is now in session.
Almost. The trial has almost commenced. They're swearing in the jury right now.
Yep. It is a trial by public opinion. The public being the party members.
Yes.
Rick, how about you? How's things going? I know you've been doing
Wonderful.
a lot of streaming lately and doing a lot of content creation for YouTube.
I have. And with the help of you putting together this wonderful stream overlay, you had the ideas, and I was able to take your ideas and put them into something that we could use here on Twitch. So hopefully everybody enjoys those. But yeah, it's been a busy week for me. I am 2 weeks into a class that I normally will teach, and hopefully that will end here soon and I'll be able to get back to some kind of normal, because right now there is no normal in my house. I'm glad to be working.
Yes. I'm doing pretty well. I'm recovering from surgery a week now. I actually got to look at the incision today. Not trying to gross anybody out, but it's nice and healthy looking. No signs of infection. It got a little wet today when I was taking a shower, and it stung a little. So it's healing. I still can't do a lot of heavy lifting and stuff like that, but it's getting there. So lots
But
of
his
time playing
ass.
Valheim.
So stubborn. And he spent hours and hours and hours on the game today, just so y'all know.
Well, good. He needed to be doing something that didn't involve lifting anything heavier than a pencil.
Mouse weighs a little more than a pencil, but you're not wrong.
I don't know. Mine weighs about the same as a pencil.
You have a very lightweight mouse.
I do, but it's
Mine is
fancy.
not.
Look, it even has lights on it. It changes colors and everything.
That is fancy.
Yeah, it's
Your
all
mouse
fancy.
is much fancier than mine.
Okay. Now he has mouse envy.
I do indeed.
Yeah.
All right.
Make him read a
So-
book with letters. Most books have letters. You know what? Make him read a picture book, because those have no words. Then there's no strain at all.
That's right. Picture books. That's
Mhm.
right. I have been reading a new book, actually. It's a new game that I'm reading up on called Orpheus, It's World of Darkness. So I'm planning a one-shot for that in a month or so once I get all the rules, completely memorized, because
Mhm.
World of Darkness has a lot of rules to it, and I'm not familiar with telling stories in that campaign setting. But so
Okay.
I'll be putting that together and maybe reaching out to some other streams and asking maybe for some folks who might be interested in playing something a little different. So, but that's going to be in a month or so.
Okay.
Shout outs to the stream. Thanks to Astrisi for your sub today. Fantastic. Appreciate you. And everyone else who has subbed. We're up to 56 followers, I believe, now.
Mhm.
So all the followers that helped us get to affiliate, thank you and beyond. Don't forget, you can use your Amazon Prime sub to sub the channel and give us the love. Also, between the streams, we had a couple new followers join us as well. Zandria113, Crazy Redneck, and Inebriated Bison all
Mhm.
gave us follows in between the streams. So thank you so much to you all. Don't forget, if you are behind on the story, you missed an episode, you can always go to our YouTube channel. Pretty simple. Just look for the United Adventure Company. I think it's United Adventure Company.
Yep.
On YouTube. It'll pull us up. We have playlists for our Welcome Home D&D campaign, for the Weird campaign that we're playing on Tuesday nights. Our AMAs and one-shots all have their own playlist on the YouTube channel. So make sure you go check us out on YouTube, get caught up with the campaign, and give us all the love there as well. So keep your ideas for channel points coming. Oh, yeah, that's right. We have a Twitter account now.
Yes.
Forgot about that. We
Yes,
also
we do.
have Twitter, so you can follow us on Twitter. So just got all the announcements out of the way, I think. So next, do a quick recap of what happened, because it's been a few weeks
Okay.
since we played last. If you haven't caught up on the Discord, if you're in our Discord, you can always go into the session recaps channel and find a quick kind of Cliff Notes version of what happened. So in the last episode, which was episode 16, parts 1 and 2, the party had teleported just inside the forest, not far from their childhood home. Everything seemed pretty quiet. They slowly, cautiously approached the main house, only to discover that there were children, that the guardhouse had been killed. Getting even closer, they found Modrons guarding the entrance. They dispatched them very quickly. Slipped into the house. It was empty. They found the dining hall was barred from the inside. They finally get through that. Get outside the back of the dining hall. They found Josh Beazle, the notorious, sneaky, and most wanted having Sister Verona, Mother Sushin, and Brother Tom all on their knees in execution style, where he proceeded to execute Sister Verona. That's about the time that Vale hit him with an arrow, taking him just about off of his feet in one shot. Furbolg called forth the swarm of snakes Clark took to the skies, and Sariel harnessed the power of her god to unleash a tentacle to protect their flank. This is all unbeknownst to Brata, who's on a boat with about
He's on a boat.
23 Githyanki.
On a boat.
Once the battle is over, Vale confessed to Mother Sushin and the party that he is responsible for the attack. That he actually was the one that let Josh escape in Karengother the night before his execution was scheduled. Bum, bum, bum. To this, there was shock and awe. The party felt betrayed. Meanwhile, Matches was off on his own little side quest where he took this book that they had found in episode 15. He took the book and he found into the Bastion Mountains. He came across a woman person named Clarissa, who just kind of materialized out of nowhere. And they had a library with them. Like, they went inside this invisible building and there was a library. So Matches spent some time there, found out what the book was about. To find out, the book has a name. The name was Azamar. And Azamar is actually leftovers of a mind flayer. The brain has been sliced and placed into pages. Matches wanted to take the book. Clarissa didn't want him to take the book. Eventually, they struck a deal. Matches got to take the book out, and only under the agreement that Clarissa will always know where he is and always be watching. While he's there, he spent some time looking at other books and found a book about himself, actually. And however, it stopped on the page of the day that he was currently living. So he could not read his future. Disappointed with that, he left, but with the information. So there's a quick recap of where we are. The door opens, Matches stares out across the landscape, and we're going to leave it at that, and we're going to get into where we are now. So there we are. The morning after the attack, fight, and everything, Mother Sushin greets you all in the dining hall. A sad look is drawn upon her face, and she holds an envelope in her hand. She looks at all of you without a word and holds it out to Clark. Says, you can open it now or save it for later, but I was asked to make sure you all got this.
I'll go ahead and open it now.
All right. You all have a handout now available to you, and I will read the letter aloud while you read along. To whom it may concern, not Vale. After what he did, I'm at a total loss. I have lost faith in everything and everyone. I refuse to be involved in any situation where I have to rely on that traitorous idiot. I sit here writing this and crumple it up and restart over and over because nothing can articulate just how angry and betrayed I feel. Nothing is adequate. Maybe one day I will feel differently, but today I cannot continue working with such useless imposter, and I don't feel that I can trust anyone else right now. I still don't entirely believe the orphanage is without fault, so I'm going to venture out on my own. I need to clear my head, get the taste of rancid cat out of my mouth, and find out who I am outside of a wayward orphan. There needs to be more to life than helping this place and these. Cadiot, your debt is forgotten because I don't want to have any ties to you at all. Don't look for me. Sorry. the end of the note, Mother Sushin looks at you and says she was very upset by what happened yesterday. She felt it was the best thing she could do without bringing harm to anyone else. Do y'all want to take a minute here to process this as a group?
Vale just walks out of the room.
Of course he does.
Have I made it back to the orphanage yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Verbolg.
Well, I'm a little more upset than I already was, being that my buddy's gone.
Not surprised, though.
Not surprised. Sariel always wore her heart on her swimsuit, so to speak.
Accurate.
Yes.
That was out of character because I'm not in the room. I didn't hear that.
That's good, because if Bill had said it, I was going to be like, you don't get to make jokes right now.
For those of you following along at home, the player that was playing Sariel had some personal things in life come up that they weren't able to continue the campaign. So this is how we decided that they would leave the campaign. Just so you all know, this is kind of what brought this on in this dramatic fashion. So the player won't be joining us back, at least for the foreseeable future. But yes, exactly. Real life first, always. So we had to write them out of the story. This is how. This is how. Anything else y'all want to discuss? Think about how you're going to explain this to the rest of the party, whatever, and then
Tell me again, which room were we in when we heard the letter?
you were in the main room downstairs.
Okay. All right. Trying to place in my head where Vale would have gone to be out of that area, but not gone completely.
Curious how Mother Sushin feels about all of this, since she kind of put us all in this group together in one way or another.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, Mother Sushin, you ask her about that. She's, well, this isn't the first time that things like this have happened, and we all have to find ourselves at some point in time, and sometimes we're just missing a little piece of identity, and so we need to go out on our own. I don't take it personally. I understand the frustration and even anger. Nothing quite this extreme has happened where there's been this big of a betrayal that cost another orphan's death, but can understand why she would need to take a break.
How is she taking the loss of Sister Verona?
She is beside herself with that. They were very close, and in fact, that's kind of leads us right into the next thing. She was actually heading home today, back to her own children, and now we have to try to get word out to those and let them know what happened and how they can protect themselves. Just, she was a sister, and I will miss her. She says we must get word out to the others, and if I could get you all to help around here, just with a few things. We're so short-handed now, and so many of the children are young, small, and they don't know what to do. And if I could get your help, maybe with where did Vale go? I really need him to do the inventory. That would be a huge help. And And Furbolg, if you could, would you mind administering last rites with some of the departed? And Clark, we'll have to come up with a plan on how we're going to get out of here and where we're going to go. Where's Brata? Wasn't she supposed to be with you?
She is on her way. She should be here soon.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Because we're going to need help with defenses. We're going to need people to help guard us. If we can't stay here, we're going to have to go somewhere. I must go try and reach the others.
So how many orphans, like how many people survived this attack?
There's about 30 kids that survived the attack out of about 50. And some of them are as young as like 5 years. So you do know that Brata is still probably 2 days away on the boat. And you know you could probably march there, meet them at the boat, and maybe cut 3 or 4 days of travel out from landing the boat, waiting for Brata and all the Githyanki to get there, which is the 1 or 2 day march for soldiers, and then marching all the kids back. So if you wanted to maybe round up all the kids, get the supplies, grab some wagons, and head that way, kind of meet Brata on the way.
Furbolg's used to wrangling kids, so I think he's down for that.
I think it's also up to Mother Sushin and where she wants to go with the kids. I don't know where the other orphanages are.
Right. Well, if you guys spend the day, taking care of a few of the things that she had asked to do, Vale, Mother Sushin has found you, and
Okay.
she hasn't said anything to you about it. But she says, I need you to go and do an inventory. We need to know how many supplies we have, how long we're going to last, and what we can take with us if we have to leave.
Of course, anything I can do to help. And
She just
and
looks
his
at
head
you.
just kind of hangs down a little bit.
Side eye from Furbolg.
She normally at a time like this would kind of scratch you between the ears and tell you, oh, it's going to be okay. But she just looks at you and just says, thanks, and turns and walks away. She's obviously upset, maybe overwhelmed even a little bit.
Okay. I go immediately to the storehouse.
And it's as you would have expected. It's fully stocked. There's probably a month's worth of supplies there for staying. And you could probably put together a week's worth of rations and flour and stuff to take with you if you had to go somewhere.
All right. I would like to envision that Vale does this faster than he has ever done it before.
Making quick work of it, eh?
Yes.
Okay. As for the bodies, for both, how do you think you should dispose of the bodies, and is there?
I mean, I assume that we've seen funerals before at the orphanage, so I suppose that I'm really just gonna do the typical funerals. I mean, Furbolg is a servant of nature rather than a specific god. So whatever the orphanage does, or if it's person by person, I think that's when he does Sister Verona, he's going to be especially not happy because that was somebody who died after he got onto the scene.
Right.
How are the are all of the bodies gathered into one place? Are they still kind of in various
they're still kind
arrays,
of
or
all over. You're going to have to spend at least the day, getting the bodies together and, pulling everything in. It's going to take you about a day to clean everything up. And it's going to take everybody doing it. Like, this is a bonding moment for the entire orphanage. So yeah, it takes most of the day to do that. And as you get them all together, and Furbolg, you do the generic, kind of last rites, if you will, of what you know for the orphanage, and kind of ashes to ashes, dust to dust. And Mother Sushin, at some point throughout the day, came to you and said, perhaps we should just burn them all and let them go back to the sky. Might be easier than digging holes. And then we'll return their ash to the earth.
She's not wrong about the ease.
before that happens, you said there's about 20 dead?
About, yeah.
Vale walks through the myriad of essentially his brethren, takes out his family dagger from the little sleeve that it resides in on his back, slices his left paw, places that paw on each individual person's chest, leaving a paw print, essentially. Closes his eyes. You can see him mumbling a couple of words. He doesn't say anything to anyone else, but he goes and he touches each person before they do whatever ritual or burial or funeral pyre, whatever they're going to do. And then he walks away again.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, swap the map there, Rick. You may want to. And I'll reveal some more of the area.
Okay.
I thought it was already done, but apparently it's not. Just to kind of give everybody at home who may not be familiar with Qurans an idea of the vast. Wow, Roll20 is lagging today. Yep. Come on, Roll20. Jeez Louise, this thing is. There we go. It won't undo the whole screen at once. I have to do it bit by bit. That's it for the most part.
Okay.
So that's the grounds, if you will, and there is a large like fire pit right here that you could build some kind of pyre to deal with it. Some of the older kids that did make it gather up the things that they know they can take from like the blacksmith, and they start hooking the wagons up to the horses and that sort of thing. At the end of the day, Mother Sushin comes back and she says, you can tell she's been crying. She just looks done, just completely done. Brother Tom comes by and he kind of looks at you and just shakes his head, as you've seen him do when he's just done as well. He's kind of had it and he's just out of it. He comes in and he says, or Mother Sushin comes in and she says, I tried all. They're all gone. They're nothing but smoke and ash. Every building, every orphanage, the entire order has been destroyed, save us. Had you all not been here, we would have been just like the rest of them. So I guess in some way, thank you for coming home. And I know there wasn't anything we could do to save the rest now, but at least we were able to save a few. So what about you all? How's everything looking? Are we about wrapped up? Because I just don't think we're safe to stay here. Once this group of Sacred Grove goes back, or doesn't get back, I mean, then they'll know, and they'll send more. It's only a matter of time. We're not safe here. We have to go somewhere. So how long till Brata's here?
How long until Brata's here?
I will scry Brata.
Cool.
Right, you scry Brata, and you can. There's no communication in that, right?
I mean, there's no sound, but I think, let me check this spell. I think if they intentionally fail, they can see me.
I think that's how it works.
So was Brata making a stop in Karengother on the way, or was she coming straight here?
No, just straight through. And it was a 5-day sail. You guys were there the day of the attack. Then this is the second day. So she's between 2 and 3 days, unless she had favorable wind. Then she could be as close as 2 days.
And I'm sorry, I actually can hear through the scry spell.
Mm-hmm.
So if Brata knows that she's been scried, she could essentially talk to me. I can't talk to her, though.
So is there a saving throw for it?
There is, but you can fail it intentionally.
Okay. So, Brata, you can intentionally fail the save and know that you've been scried. Seems a little weird, but okay. And then you can talk to Furbolg. So, I know how we'll do that. You're sitting there, kind of kicked back at the wheel, watching all the Githyanki work, and you're sailing right along, making great time, and kind of like out of a movie, you see this kind of shape of Furbolg floating in the air in front of you, and it's just his head. He's just looking at you.
Well, it's good to see you. And I stop watching, expecting a response.
I guess she'll see my lips moving, and I'm doing like all kinds of hand gestures to try to explain that she can't hear me.
Oh. I see. For some reason you can't talk. Alright. Well. I'm glad to see that you're at least alive. There've been some strange things at sea. Our journey has been well. No hiccups there. However, there is a strange, for lack of a better term, nothingness out to the east, above the ocean, that is disquieting everybody's minds and hearts. And we have had some of the sailors have basically abandoned us. They just left. A bunch of cowards. it's just some nameless dread out and over the ocean, and they're just gonna like, cut ship and cut anchor and just run. I mean, whatever. The Githyanki have dealt with it a lot better. They seem relatively apprehensive, but not terrified. As best I can tell, we're 2 days out. The winds have been somewhat favorable, but not as favorable as I may have liked. So we're on our way, and I am thankful to see your face, my friend.
2 thumbs up.
Hey guys, dog's in here just jumping on my leg. I have to go let him out. So continue your plotting and scheming.
In that case, I will also tell you that, oh, I had something I was gonna say. What is it? Brata just stares. Oh, I remember what it was. I plan on landing at the point that we all remember very well. And once we're there, you're going to see me in the army. And I will wait on the beach for some sort of sign to continue forward in case I need to preserve the strategic advantage and the element of surprise. So I expect to see y'all there 2 days and send some sort of word if that can't be the case.
More thumbs up.
All right, I'm back.
Okay.
Not sure what dog's problem was. Sorry about that interruption. So I got back to hear you say you'll meet them at the beach, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
All right. So you relay that to Mother Sushin, and what's basically the plan then? Because I missed a lot of it.
We're gonna have a boat nearby.
Well, yeah, most of what was said was I was telling them about my status and having seen the dreadful nothingness out over the ocean and how some of the sailors freaked and left. But I mean, that's about it. There was not a whole lot of planning. It was just me telling Furbolg about what I had seen.
Gotcha. Okay.
Plan-wise, though, I think we need to get word to the Story clan in Karangather as soon as possible and let them know what's going on with the Order of the Sacred Grove and all the orphanages being destroyed.
Do you have a way to do that? I want to say that you do have an item for that.
We have some sort of message item. I don't know exactly what it is.
Might be something we gave Sariel.
I think it's a direct line to either Marshall or Oakflum. One of those.
Was it the message scroll? The
That sounds right.
message. Yeah, I think that was to Oakflum. And I don't know who had it, but if you wanted to go and look in Sariel's room, I'm sure that things like that were party items would be left in the room, seeing as it seems Sariel didn't want to have anything to do with anybody in the party. It was just gone, so they probably left all the party stuff minus treasure, minus gold and stuff like that they would take with. I have a really bad reflection on my glasses tonight. All right. So you basically tell Mother Sushin you have a boat. We can get all the kids out of here. Is that the plan?
Mm.
Seems
So,
like a good plan.
Rata, you were towing the other boat with you, right?
Yeah, we were still towing the second boat behind.
Okay, gotcha.
Unless GM did. Is that the boat that the sailors tore off on? The ones that abandoned us?
No, they took one of the lifeboats.
Okay.
So you still have two small rowboats on board.
Okay. And then the small motorized boat that we had behind us as well then. Okay, cool.
Correct. I'd forgotten about the motorboat. Oh, Estricity, that's awesome. Congratulations, Diamond, on your first sub. All right, so you fill Mother Sushin in on all of that. She looks apprehensive, but what choice does she have? You know, when do we need to leave? She says first light, or do we need to leave now? We've got 2 days. It's probably 2 days, a little longer to the beach from here.
I think we just gather what supplies and rations we can and head out. Since
Just-
the order here has been taken care of, we shouldn't have any issues.
Just tell me what you need, and you'll have it.
All right. So yeah, she says we probably need a week's worth of rations,
Done.
wagon to load
Done.
everything into, and then whatever stuff we're going to need to set up a simple shelter wherever we get. Lumber, canvases.
Done.
This is basically you're moving an entire village, basically, to somewhere new, and you don't even know where you're going yet. So you spend the rest of the evening getting all that stuff together. There's plenty of hides and stuff like that that you can use for tent tarps or whatever. Like I said, they basically had everything they would possibly need for a month. She gathers. She rings the bell in the dining hall, so all the children come in. She gathers them all, sits them down, and kind of explains to them what's going to be happening, why they have to do this, and that you all have guaranteed to do the absolute best you can to keep them safe on the journey. It's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be hard, but we're going to get there, and we're going to get there together as a group, as a family. Basically gives them the pep talk there. They're going to have a good meal here the night before, and then they're going to leave first thing in the morning. The children are told to pack one bag of the things they just absolutely cannot live without, and nothing more. Everything else will have to stay here.
Was it one of the special pancake and waffle breakfasts?
Yes. It will be one of the very special pancake and waffle breakfasts before they hit the road.
Furbolg's very much a breakfast person, so that was important for him to have the kids get sent off with a special breakfast.
I will gladly go all out for this last breakfast and use up all the supplies we have.
All right. And then anything you don't eat, you can take with you, to eat on the trail. Kind of
a good way to get rid of supplies before we leave.
Mm-hmm.
Leave nothing for the scavengers. All right, so that night you sleep, kids get up, You have to help Mother Sushin and Brother Tom round all the kids up. You guys got up way early, cooked them breakfast, got them fed, and you're getting on the trail and heading out.
Okay.
As you're pulling away, you all have a flashback to the moment that Mother Sushin and Brother Tom found you, and your village had been destroyed. And you rode away into the darkness of night, watching your village burn. And this is eerily familiar in that regard to you. And you wonder how many of the other children are actually thinking the same thing. Anyone want to do anything with this?
Vale
Feels like a pretty
is-
somber moment.
Yeah, it's pretty somber.
The shit got dark fast.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, shit got dark.
Vale's very shaken by this, but he says absolutely nothing. But you can see, anybody that's looking at him can see that there is something very heavy on him, and I'm sure that they all just kind of blow it off. We shall see.
All right. You see some of the children kind of crying, especially the younger ones. But the day goes on, and as the farther away you get, kind of the better you feel about it. You know you made the right decision. But you do start wondering, should we have burnt that place down? Should we have, But then no, what good would have that done? One day you'll come back here and rebuild the settlement, maybe. Who knows? So, but the day goes on uneventful, save a couple of sprained ankles and having to stop every 15 minutes because you lost a kid. Eventually, you figure out that you tie enough rope together and tie them all around the waist, and then tie them to the rope, and you can kind of keep them together in a line. So, yeah, it's like that. Wrangling kids. You find a clearing for the first night to camp, and as you settle down, you look up and you feel very tired. In fact, roll a. Everybody can roll except Brata because you're not there. Actually, no, Brata, you roll this too. I think what it would be. I guess just roll a insight. Roll an insight for me.
Well, this is going to be great. Oh, yeah, take the first one, 13. I don't know why I was rolling.
Whatever we needed to roll, I rolled it.
Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
Yep, you got it. So, Clark, even you notice this too, that the night sky is showing both the moons, but they're nearly completely eclipsed in shadow. They're to their new phase almost. And you're so very tired, more tired than you think you should actually be for the work that you have done. You start wondering, are you out of shape? Are you, has it just been that much of a toll on you? You've tried to eat some snacks, good berries, everything that normally gives you the energy, but nothing seems to work. And Mother Sushin kind of catches you and sees that y'all are feeling a little down, and she comes over and asks if everybody's feeling all right. Tell her what's going on, and she does a quick little check of you, looks you all over, and then she reaches into her pouch and she pulls out 3 vials. one for Furbo, Clark, and Vale. And they're small little vials. It says here, drink this. It should help. Do you
What
know
is
what's
it?
happening? It's a concoction to help you deal with the effects of transforming. And do you know what's going on?
No.
Well, see, the night of your trials, each of you were bitten by a werewolf. And you've most likely contracted the lycanthropy curse or disease, depending on who you ask. We tend to think of it more of a disease because it can be treated, but you'll have energy pulls and shifts based on the moon. And right now it's at its most dark point, and you'll have the least energy. But I should caution you that when the moons are full together once again, you will likely experience the most horrific transformation. And I beg of you to be there for each other and to keep each other safe and not allow anything to happen. You will transform into one of the beasts that actually bit you. And you will go on a rampage if you are not secluded and secured. I need you to know that. Can
I
you
tell her
promise?
that I wasn't bitten as I'm glaring at Vale, vividly remembering the night that he scratched me.
That's
So I'm
right.
assuming that did it.
That's right. You weren't. So something had to happen. You haven't been bitten by anyone else. So she asks, have you encountered werewolves again? Because she remembers now that you bring that up. That you weren't bitten.
No, not since that night.
Has someone here drawn blood from you?
Take a wild guess who.
That Vale. And she just looks at you. You always picked on Clark. One day you're going to learn. You can't just go around hurting people because you want to do what you want to do. The world doesn't work that way.
Look at Clark. I look at Mother Sushin. I look at the vial. I hand the vial back and I turn around and I walk away.
Hang on to that.
Vale, where are you going? Vale, come
Nope.
back. I'm sorry. I'm.
No response.
He always was stubborn. He'll be back though, right?
He will, but you also don't need to feel sorry for him.
Made his bed.
So where are you going? Are you just wandering off to yourself?
Yep.
Did you drink the vial
Nope. I handed it back to Mother Sushin.
without drinking it? Okay.
Yep.
I took the spare vial.
Okay. Clark, she tells you, I'll give you the recipe. I really didn't think it would come to this. I thought you'd be home permanently by now and working at the orphanage. I didn't realize this was going to get so involved. But I'll share the recipe with you. That way you can make it. It's from simple herbs that you can find anywhere in the realm.
I'll hang out while she's explaining it, knowing that I can collect herbs for her.
Yeah. But let's get settled first. Let's get away from here. Let's get somewhere safe, and then I can give you all the ingredients.
So am I just like passed out on the ship?
Yeah.
Is that how that's going to work?
You are feeling very, very weak. You are feeling almost sick. And the Gith are very concerned about you, especially Neris. He you have a fever. As the night goes on, it just gets worse and worse. Uh, you're weak. You can't even stand. You can't keep any liquids down. Uh, and you haven't done anything. So this just total exhaustion doesn't make sense. They start
Ugh, the
talking.
best warriors. The best warriors don't get sick. What is happening here?
Nara says,
And I'm gonna look at Neris. It very well could be the darkness. Or it could be one of those sailors. Maybe one of them has poisoned me.
Perhaps
I'm
so.
strong. It would take something. Either the darkness or one of these humans. Let's keep an eye on them. I know that your forces already have been, but this is not good. Makes me think that we can't trust them.
Agreed. I think we should keep a closer watch on them. Perhaps we should put them in the hold till we get to where we're.
Yes. Let's do that.
Very well. And he storms off. Yeah, you can't even get up. You're just completely bunk-ridden for the night. On land, most of the kids have passed out just from sheer exhaustion. You all wander around. Does anyone want to go after Vale after a couple hours?
I'm not.
Nope.
Vale, how long are you gonna stay gone?
I am other than when meals are ready, I'll come back for whatever meal has been prepared. I will help clean up after the meal, but I will be very purposeful in staying away from anyone for, at least a 40 or 50, 60-foot perimeter.
Okay. Fair
Just
enough.
Always on the outskirts, doing what I can to help whenever somebody needs help. If a kid needs help setting up a tent or breaking a tent down, I'll help with that, or packing stuff up to get moving again, anything like that. But other than that, I am away from everybody else, very intent, watching the surroundings, watching the individuals, but never really engaging anyone.
Okay. For the night, though, you're pretty much out of commission.
Sure.
You go sit down by a tree, and as the night goes on, you start suffering some of the same effects that I was describing to Brata.
Mm-hmm.
You get to a point where you can't even move, and you all hear him howling and meowing, like just as if he's in pain. Wee hours of the morning, he's whimpering and shivering. Does anybody check on him, or just leave him to his own suffering? All right. As the day breaks, Brata, you start feeling a little bit better. You figure if the winds keep on, you should meet the beach today. So you get up about mid-morning. You're able to get up out of your bunk. Some of the some of the Gith offer you assistance, to which, of course, you decline because you're proud and strong.
I'm fine. I've got it. Neris, did you throw some of the human sailors underboard?
Underboard? Yes, we put them
below board. In the hold. Okay. Below deck. Strange how you did that, and then all of a sudden I'm feeling better this morning. How's the darkness look?
It seemed to
And I
get
guess we'll
closer
look.
overnight, and you can see it off in the distance. It does look as if it's gotten closer or bigger. You can't tell which. Is it just bigger or is it closer to you? Um, but it's definitely larger than it was. Without
This is
anything
ominous.
really to gauge it by in the distance, you can't tell if it's closer or just bigger. It is ominous.
And we've still got about a day of sailing, right?
Yeah, you've got about a day.
Or are
at
we going to
best.
arrive today?
Yeah, you'll
Okay.
arrive at dusk today or shortly before dusk, as long as nothing happens.
Okay.
All right, Vale, you wake up the next morning and you're still kind of weak. Your muscles are sore.
Mhm.
Your throat hurts from howling.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, you don't feel too bad. You feel a lot better.
So I just sit there by the tree that I was leaned up against pretty much all night. I look back towards the camp and I look around on the horizon to see, if I see any movement or anything, like anybody's tracking us, trailing us, spying on us, whatever, any visible signs of anything like that. Take a drink out of my little canteen that I carry, and I just sit there and I go between this borderline tears coming from my eye, just on the verge of crying, to rage and back again, like in my head and probably even outwardly to anybody that is perceptive enough. You can tell that Vale is definitely fighting something right now. He's deep in thought about something.
All right. Well, the morning air is cool and crisp. Some of the kids are shivering. They want to start a fire, but Mother Sushin says it's not a good idea. Hands out good berries, granola bars, all the stuff that you have left over. And every once in a while, you all see her glance over and look towards Vale's direction, just as if she's making sure he's still there. Like, she knows he's not going to leave, but did he leave? Kind of that look, And then once all the kids are up, um, still kind of early morning, and she says, "Well, we best get on the way if the timing's right. The earlier we get started, the earlier we get there." Has anyone checked on Vale? Did he make it through the night? I see him over there, but he hasn't moved.
Does it look to Vale like they're ready to pack up and move on?
It looks like they're
all right,
getting ready to load up and head out.
Then I stand up and I just kind of look around. Like, does it look like anybody needs any help with anything?
Not really. They're pretty much just loading the bedrolls back up on the wagon,
Okay.
That sort of thing.
All right. Then I will just kind of gather my stuff together and wait for them to start walking. But I'm up on my feet now.
All right. So she looks over and sees that. Says, "Okay, very well. It's going to be a tough push to get to the beach in a day, but you think you can do it. You have to encourage these kids some kind of way, but think you can do it. As long as nothing happens, as long as you don't run into any unforeseen issues." And sure enough, you start getting pretty close, and you can tell the kids are getting excited about something. They're got a little more energy, a pep in their step, and then you notice it too. The ground beneath your feet has gotten a little less dirt and a little more sand. The trees have started thinning out a little bit. Um, and if you listen really hard, you think you might just hear the sound of waves crashing on the shore. But it could be your imagination. You're just not quite sure of it yet. And then it hits you. A cool breeze blows across your face, and you smell the air that can only be brought by the water. And then you hear the sound of birds squawking and the waves. Just then a light rain begins to fall. Temperatures get a little cooler, and as you top a hill, you look down and see the beach at the bottom. And there on the beach, waiting for you as she promised she would be, is Brata and her warriors and a couple of boats.
So I imagine that Vale is kind of out in front of the party.
Yeah, you could be wherever you want to be. Flanks in front, whatever.
Did Neris have the special token? I can't remember because I don't see him out here.
No, I don't think. That's something I forgot to do was make him a token. But I think you had Neris stay on the ship. I think I put him out. No, there
Oh
he
wait,
is.
no, there he is.
That's him right
Just
there.
add him. Okay, cool. Yep,
Okay.
I added him.
Okay, you added him. Okay.
Mhm.
So that's his generic token. So, okay. Yeah, you can have him on the beach with you, or you could leave him on the ship. I didn't know, so which you would want him to do.
He's my second in command.
Right. So
He's
the
gonna
captain
always
and
be-
the first officer always go on away parties together and leave no one in command structure on the boat.
That's right.
to be
Look.
in charge.
Look. Nobody's on the boat. Everybody disembarked.
No, that's only about half of your force.
Okay, fine. Well, the other guy that was with us, what was his name?
I don't know. He's your
Tevian?
Yeah, Tevian. Yeah.
Tevian? Yeah,
Your head of
Tevian.
security. You're going to leave him in charge.
Yes, the head of security is going to stay in charge.
Very good. Brata looks rough. Looks as if she hasn't slept in days. And if you dared it, you think she might actually look a little weakened. Vale, are you out front? You said.
Yep.
You're going to get there first.
Yep.
All right. So when you see this, what do?
I slowly walk towards Brata and the rest of her party. I want to give the rest of our party a chance to kind of catch up. I know I'm not that far in front of them, but I want to give them a chance to catch up. I don't want it to. I'm trying to make it look like I'm not overly eager to get there first, because I know that the rest of my party is at the very least moderately upset with me.
Yeah, I'm
If not-
following close behind you to
Okay.
make sure you don't do anything with Brazzo.
Fair enough. But once we are close enough and everyone else is within earshot, I'm going to drop down to my knees right in front of Brata and I'm going to say, I have failed you. I have failed the rest of this party, and I have failed everyone at the orphanage.
And I'm looking at Vale, and then I look up at everybody else, just confused looking, like, what is this? And I look around and I go, where's Serial? What is Vale talking about? Furbolg, can you explain?
Remember how Josh escaped from his imprisonment
Yes.
Vale set him free.
Oh. Oh, he did. Huh. So, I looked down at Vale. Just looking at him. And then, as he's looking at me, and as everybody else is looking at me, you can see my face is slowly getting redder and redder, and I'm scowling more and more until I punch him straight in his cat face.
I take it. I don't even try to defend it. Roll for
And
damage.
that is actually with an unarmed strike, it's not a roll. It is 1 plus strength modifier, which is 5 points damage. And then after that, I look at him. Vale, you're lucky that I like you. I'm not gonna kill you for this time. But understand when I say traitors to the tribe get one chance to redeem themselves. If you fail, I will gut you, skin you, and wear your pelt as a cloak. Do you understand?
I absolutely understand. I think you could have hit me harder. I think you should hit me harder. I need to feel something. Because right now I don't feel anything. People have died. People have left. Things have happened that should not have happened, and it's my fault. Apparently, I'm going to turn into a werewolf. I don't even care. Because I need to feel pain. I need to suffer. And I stand up and I walk over, I guess over here someplace. Just kind of walk in that general direction.
So Vale starts walking away, and as he approaches the groups of kids that are kind of standing there, they all heard what he said, and they all just kind of gasp and like stand back away from him and look almost ashamed that they even know him. Anybody gonna go after him?
Nope. I'm still not entirely decided what to do with him.
Fair enough. Gonna let him punish himself until figure that out. Makes sense. So now you have these. I know I only have 15 on the board, but there are 30-ish kids plus Brother Tom, Mother Sushin,
Right.
you all, and all the Githyanki, and there are 2 boats about 100 yards offshore. Anchored down is the main sailing vessel.
So I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna say, what happened? Aside from Vale being a fucking idiot, what else has happened?
I'll fill her in on everything about how they killed Sister Verona and almost half of the orphanage where we grew up and all of the other orphanages. And also ask her how she's been feeling the past few nights.
And when you tell tell me all of this, I just let out the most blood-curdling, angry scream that any of you have ever heard. And just... and just start stomping around and kicking things and just very obviously extremely angry. And then when I kind of recompose myself, I'll come back to Clark and I'll say, Clark, I felt very ill last night. The sickest I have ever been. And I think that one of those sailors poisoned me or something, because I've never been that ill before, and there's absolutely no reason I should have been.
We were all feeling basically the same way. Mother Sushin let us know that we're all going through change to become werewolves, lycans, whatever you want to call it. And I hand you the extra vial that Vale didn't drink and let her know that that should help with the change when it does come.
Thank you. I'll hold on to this. Feeling that sick and weak would be horrible to have our enemies flank us and surprise us when we're in that state. We're definitely going to have to make sure we have plenty of this elixir to keep us in fighting condition.
All right. What about all the children? Mother Sushin says, how are we going to just... These kids have never been on a boat. You know? Just got to load them all up in the wagon and row them out there. And what are all these people with you, Brata? Who are these creatures? And Brother Tom just looks at you and nods approvingly, like, I see. You have done well for yourself. Quite the warrior and leader that you have become.
Thank you, Brother Tom. It means a lot hearing that from you.
But one piece of advice, you should always check your emotions in front of your soldiers. They cannot see their leader become emotionally compromised. And he goes on to explain to Mother Sushin about the Githyanki, who they are. He apparently knows all about them. Being the warrior historian that he is. All right, so after all that settled down, Mother Sushin says, well, where are we going to go from here? We can't just sail forever. Do you all have a plan? Where are we going? You mentioned something about a place, Karengother.
Karengother is allied with the greater clans of lycanthropes and vampires and other people, enemies of the sacred grove. You should be safe among them.
Okay, well, it's something. It's somewhere. Have you told them that we're coming? How long will it take? And she starts rattling off a bunch of questions. And
I think I'll just tell her that Oakflum, since he is like an order person, is based out of Karnengother, so like it's not, a completely new territory for us.
And she seems relieved by that. You see the sun is getting pretty low. And now anybody who wants to look off in the direction Brata was talking about, Furbolg and Clark, you see it without issue, but anybody else can roll a perception that way. You know that the sun is setting in a certain direction, but you see a darkness off in the other direction, the darkness that Brata was talking about. It does appear to be moving. Can't tell if it's getting higher in the sky or just closer, but it's getting larger.
I would like to take every check allowable to see if I can figure out anything about it.
Sure. Most likely knowledge arcana or religion.
Oh boy, you picked the two things that I'm really bad at. Okay. Arcana. No.
Nat
Yes.
20!
Damn.
Go, Clark!
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
+1, so 21.
Yeah. Good job. Nat 20. So, Clark, you remember over it's been several sessions ago when you were in the vaults of Awesome Doom. There was a painting on the wall in one of the rooms that you went through that struck your eye, and it was a seascape, kind of almost exactly like what you're looking at, with a darkness foreboding over it, and there were all these different colored lights flashing like lightning inside this darkness. Based on that, you kind of can put two and two together as to this might be some kind of dark stuff, some dark magic or dark religion that's that's at work here. Exactly what it is, you don't know, but you have seen something similar before.
I'll let everybody know about what I remember.
So then we
So-
have continents rising from the water, and what's their faces? Did we know they were mind flayers, or do we have some other name for them?
They're mind flayers.
Okay,
There was another name, but we know what they are.
Illithids.
If ill, yeah.
so we know
Ilthiids.
that there's continents rising up, and there's suddenly illithid magic in the sky, which nobody's seen one of these guys in public for like a gajillion years.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shit is going down.
Yep. And when you say that to everybody, the Githyanki look concerned, and you can tell they are nervous. And Nara says, "If that is true, then Brata, we must get these children on board and get to safety quickly. For if those are the Ilthid, they shall be on upon us before we know it, and we shall be slaughtered."
Then we must pick up the pace. Let's get these kids on these boats. We're going to Karangother, yes? Didn't one of you have some sort of way to talk to Oakflum?
Do we want to send a message to him? We do have that message scroll.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably doesn't want to have an army of Gith and 40 children show up unannounced.
Unannounced, yeah.
Tell you those two. If there are two groups of people you don't want to have show up at your house unannounced, one is an army, two is a mass of children. Just saying.
That's right.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right, so you get everyone loaded on board, get on the ship. Just as the last rays of the sun are sinking into the water, it is it's a dark, clear night. The moons are not out. It's another mostly new moon. There's a little sliver of light on one of the moons, so it's not a double new moon. And you set off towards Karangother, or however we say it. I think we say it like 4 different ways, don't we?
Yeah.
I mean, we say everything 4 different ways.
Yeah.
That's okay. The great bit about the world is we all say and are different.
Yes.
Say things different.
Yes.
Vale, how do you just kind of find a little corner of the boat unoccupied? Do you?
I mean, it's a rowboat, so I know I'm going to have to be close to people, but I'll help kids get in the boats and,
Yeah, well, once you get on the main ship,
I'll, once I'm on the ship, I will. I know that when it comes to sailing the ship, I know that Brata's in charge, and I'll just look at Brata and say, "What do you want me to do? I am at your service. What do you need?"
Your services may best be used with the children. I don't know, maybe you can entertain them or something.
Fair.
Make sure they don't fall in the water.
So, in a momentary lapse of going back to how things were before, just kind of make a little joke. So what you're saying is, don't teach them how to walk the edges of the ship blindfolded, and kind of laugh and then catch myself and then walk away and go find the kids.
I'm gonna just kind of give him a look and go, whatever.
all right. You're on a boat and you're sailing fast, and
Furbolg has his nautical themed Pashmina Afghan. Obviously.
Thank you for cleaning
That's
up.
the next line in the song. I'm on a boat and
Oh yeah, you're right.
fast and I've got a nautical themed Pashmina Afghan.
That's
and
right.
then I'm the king of the world on a boat like Leo. If you're on the shore, then you're sure not Mio.
Mio, that's the flavored water drops, right?
There it is.
Anyway, sorry.
Please sponsor us. I feel like we should just hold up a product 3 or 4 times a session. Say, please sponsor us.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Mio.
Okay,
right.
so now that we are done singing Lonely Island songs.
Yep, for now.
And shamelessly pleading for sponsors.
And we're only 1/3 of the way through, y'all. Just wait. It's going to get much better. Go tell your friends. Come hang out with us. We're a lot of fun. No, really, I mean it. We're fun. We're fun. I promise.
We're fun.
Only the werewolves. All right. Where am I? Find my notes.
If you're in chat and you work for Mio, give us a call.
Yeah. Bagged. Mio. REI. I don't care. Anyway, it seems no matter how fast you're able to sail and row, kind of at the same time, you've got this darkness is catching you. And suddenly a dense fog rolls in and lowers your visibility to nothing. The Gith become very anxious, not liking at all that they can't see where they're going. And they say, we need to stop. We can't see. This is dangerous. We need to stop. We're going to crash. We can't see where we're going. Do you want to stop or push on, try to push through the fog?
You're really trying to make us say we're attacking the darkness, aren't you?
Nope, not at all. But the thought did cross my mind when I wrote this encounter.
I ready my crossbow and take aim at the darkness.
I don't think we want to risk running into anything with all the kids on board.
It is the
I think we have to. We do need to. We do need to stop.
All right.
Hold on, let's see something.
Without your sea elf here, you can't talk to the fishes to see, help them guide you.
Can
Mm-hmm.
we see through the fog at all with our orbs of truth seeing? I know we have like 3 of those.
We should
No,
be able to, I think.
you can't
No?
even see through it with that.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
Is everyone who's on the map on deck on the upper deck, or is anyone below deck?
What time of day is it
I'll
getting to
say
be?
It's night. It's
Okay, so
probably-
the kids are probably asleep.
yeah, they're probably asleep.
Then Vale's on deck.
I'll say I'm on deck flying like slightly ahead of the ship, trying to make sure we don't run into anything.
Furbolg is always on top as with Sariel gone, Furbolg is the only spellcaster in the group. So if there's magic around, Furbolg is going to be inside of it.
Neris has some spells. Neris is a wizard.
All right.
You're a wizard, Neris.
So, Clark, you hear 2 large splashes as the anchors are dropped overboard. The sails are dropped, and you notice the ship is slowing down. It looks like they're stopping. Clark and Furbolg, you can see in the distance in the fog colored lights dancing around like lightning. Do you point this out?
Yeah. I'm also going to cast Dispel Magic at the darkness just to see if it does anything.
At what level?
Just 3rd level.
All right, nothing happens. The fog remains. The darkness remains. Once everyone's aware of the location of the lights, a couple of minutes go by and you can hear what sound like gears and flapping. The fog begins to swirl gently at first, and then with increasing ferocity, the temperature drops and the chill strikes you to the bone. The lights get very bright as it looks as if they're coming directly for you. I need everyone to roll a dex save. Everyone on deck, roll a dex save.
Dexterity saving. Oh, that's awful.
Oof.
In case you thought that any of us were dexterous, no.
Vale is dexterous. And he still failed.
Or not doing so hot there.
Actually, Vale's gonna re-roll that because he does have 1 inspiration from previous encounters that he had not used yet. So I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
Where did my character sheet go? I lost it.
Okay, and
There it
the
is.
character sheet for Neris was a little messed up. So I'm gonna re-roll his.
That's a little better. Not much.
Okay, that should have been as... Whoa. That should have been as Neris, but...
That's fine. So that last one is Neris's.
Yeah, the 5 is Brata, and the 19
The
is
19
Neris.
is yours. Okay. So Neris is the only one that saves. As wait. It didn't save when I added it to this. Oh, that's right. I have to push it. I have to do it here. I need everybody to roll a d8.
E8.
As you're hit by a spell.
Okay.
Rata, you were hit by an indigo light. Vale, you were hit by a red beam of light.
Red beam. Okay.
Oh
Clark.
boy.
A blue. Furbolg, roll again. Twice.
Roll twice. That can't be good.
I ignore the 8.
7 and 6. Furbolg, you
Okay,
get
so I
hit
have a
by
1 and 6.
an indigo and a violet. As these spells hit you, I'm going to roll 1 damage modifier or damage die for everybody.
I get red and indigo. Violet is going to be on Neris.
Okay, Neris saves for half.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to taking 10d6 fire damage right now.
That's the base spell description that it imports. It's not actually at that level, so
Okay, whoo boy.
otherwise you'd all be dead right now.
Oh,
Yep.
great. Great, great, great.
I could actually weather that attack, not
Yeah.
gonna lie.
Yeah. Oh,
18, 20 to 27.
yeah. 27.
right?
Yeah, that's what it says.
18, 22, 27. 27 damage. Neris saves for half.
Okay.
And
Okay.
you suffer the effects.
Well, it looks like Neris. I mean, if I'm reading this right, Neris is unaffected because Violet only has an effect if you fail.
Does evasion help fail?
It should.
Okay.
yeah,
so
or
that-
you can use
yeah.
uncanny dodge for half.
Well, so either one is going to be half. So
Yeah. Violet, he has to.
so 20.
Okay, so he did save, so it won't affect him. Yep.
13, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
actually, I get to.
Ooh.
I have advantage on dexterity saving throws, so I should have rolled advantage for myself.
Okay, we'll roll
Um,
one more time then.
Okay. Rolled as it says Neris, but that's me. 10, so
Nope, that still does not save
nope.
you.
Still did not save. Okay. Doesn't
DC was
matter
15,
either way.
So
So was this just to clarify, was this an actual like target attack or was this area of effect? Because that's going to determine
it's
which
a
one of the
60-foot cone.
Okay, so then it would be evasion because uncanny dodge is against melee or direct attacks. Uncanny or evasion is against area of effect. So
Basically, it hits pretty much the whole ship and
Okay.
10 feet each side.
All right, so is that 27 the red damage that Vale and I are both taking?
Yes.
All right. So then we have
Because you
Angela
took
at a
2
5.
beams.
Right, I'm just kind of going up the numbers. So Angela took a 5, so you need another damage roll for your cold damage.
I just did 1 damage roll for all. It's just
Gotcha.
instead of doing, it's 1 spellcaster casting 1 spell, so I'm doing 1 amount of damage for everybody. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
excellent.
Brata, you and I have to try to be not petrified
Yep.
because we both
Yep,
are
we're
also gonna get-
restrained.
All right, so let's see here. We have to take Constitution saving throws. 3 successes means we're okay, but 3 fails means that we are permanently turned to stone.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep, it does not say consecutive though. So if you have 2 fails and 1 save, then you have 1 save, and you know what I mean?
Essentially, it's
like
the first one.
saves.
It's the
Yeah,
first
it's
one
like
to
a
3,
death
right?
save. Yep. Now, question: do you want me to roll those for you, or do you want to roll those yourself?
Tell you what, let me roll the first 2 and see what happens.
Oh, let your statue be my fault.
That's a save.
There's a save.
Okay, well, I've got 2 saves, so I'm going to keep rolling for myself.
Okay. No, do not restart my computer right now.
Stupid Windows.
What's the DC for this save?
A Constitution save. It's going to be the spell DC for this caster is 15.
So that's 2
All right,
saves
so
and a
I've got
fail.
Yep.
All right.
So since we're not in
safe.
combat, we're just going to go ahead and make the rolls.
Yes, because there's no combat to this, really. You can't see
No.
anything. Let me finish the description while you guys are making your rolls.
That's a save. So 1 and 1. 2.
There's no discernible shape to target. Only area of effect spells could be
2
useful.
of each.
I'm stone.
Oh, that was unexpected.
Vrata, before your eyes.
With my 5 and my constitution save, and I rolled like shit.
Do you have any inspiration or anything you can use?
Yeah, I do have an inspiration.
You want me
All
to
right,
roll
that's a
it? Or do you wanna
D6,
roll
right?
it?
I can roll it.
Okay.
D6. I mean,
11.
unless we wanted
plus-
to apply it to that 13.
How do you have? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I mean, if you apply it to the 13, then you have. Hold on. You've got 1, 2. Then you would have 3 saves if you applied your inspiration to the 13.
Are we going to allow that, or does the inspiration have to go on the last one rolled?
Typically, it goes on the last one that you rolled. That's pretty typical.
Okay, so then still failed. Alright. I am petrified. Hooray.
And just that quickly, Brata turns to stone before your eyes as the beams of light fade and the fog covers over the entire ship. Neris looks at his leader and new friend and is shaken by what he has seen. What do you all do?
I yank out my crossbow and look for something to shoot at.
You really can't make out any discernible shape. There's just a bunch of shadows in the fog moving around. You hear the flapping, and you know the area that the lights came from. You can shoot into the fog and see if you hear it hit something.
Would you like me to say I'd like to shoot into the darkness?
No. I'm just telling you what's going on there. And
After I take that damage, I'd like to go back to the ship and go below deck and try to get Mother Sushin.
All right. When you get below deck, You see a scene unlike anything you've ever seen before. Um, when you get down there, it appears that everyone's asleep. But as you try to waken Mother Sushin or Brother Tom or any of the others that are down below, they don't move. They are. It seems that they might be stunned. You can tell that they're alive. You can tell that they're conscious, but they just can't move.
Well, I'm not a magic caster or anything, so I guess I'm going back up and telling everybody what's going on.
All right.
Well, I guess the first thing I'm gonna try is like smashing a good berry into Brata's mouth, since that usually fixes things. And I guess when that does nothing, I'm just gonna leave like berry stains on the statue of Brata.
Yes. You feel the wind of the wings of whatever it is. You hear the flapping above you. You all want to do anything?
Yes, I am absolutely going to shoot whatever is flapping its wings above my head.
All right. You shoot at it. Go ahead. Roll your attack. That would hit and do
8
8
says
piercing damage. You hear cloth rip as your crossbow bolt obviously hits something very close to you, in fact.
okay.
You can...
Can we all hear the cloth rip?
Yeah, you can all hear the cloth rip. You kind of follow the path and roll a perception if you follow the path of your bolt. Give you a chance at seeing it if you roll. Oh, no, you don't. It's lost in the fog.
Okay. Fire again.
Anybody else? Clark, are you doing anything for a bolt?
Can I get a rough idea of distance and position?
Roll a perception. Yeah. Can probably.
19?
19. Yeah, it's probably less than 50 feet above you. And it's pretty much stopped and just hovering right above you. Maybe 50 feet at the most.
Shit, I unslotted all of my good stuff.
And while you're there, Vale, you and Furbolg hear in your mind's ear, you hear a familiar voice. Don't forget your promise. We are watching you. We're always nearby. And then you hear a clunking sound and a whirling of a gear, and the fog starts to swirl again as this thing seems like it might be taking off.
Wait. I don't know if I say that out loud or just in my mind, but I try to communicate back.
We're listening.
We haven't forgotten about our arrangement. a matter of fact, we were just talking about that arrangement just a day or two ago. But you just petrified our muscle. We're going to need that back.
Perhaps you should consider your allies more closely.
We have no allies, in case you haven't noticed. We're kind of on our own here.
Roll a persuasion.
$22.
It would appear to me that you are on your own. The rest have chosen a side. I'm sorry, it appears to us. He always speaks in the plural first or third person. The voice does.
So I'm on my own. Interesting.
Does any of that? So is Vale talking out loud?
Yeah,
and
am I
when
saying?
they respond to Vale, am I hearing that also?
Are you speaking out loud, Vale?
I don't know if I am or not. I guess I am.
I mean, that's your
I don't know
choice
how-
if you're saying this stuff out loud or if
I don't know
you're
how
just,
this mind
like,
stuff works.
shouting into the sky. Like, you don't know how this works. So
Yeah,
would
yeah,
think that
okay,
you're
yeah.
just shouting
I'm
it at the sky.
absolutely screaming out loud as loud as I can at them. So obviously they heard what I said. Did they hear what they said back?
No, only you can hear what's being said back. Well, you and Furbolg
Okay.
can hear.
Okay, so I'm getting both sides of the conversation.
Yes.
That's the important part.
Seems that they have some link to you all because you made the promise. You were the ones they were talking to.
Look, we haven't forgotten about our promise to you. We have many things that we have to accomplish. Yours is but one. These people need us. And we need Brata. We can't do anything without Brata. Without Brata, we all die. And if we all die, you don't get what you want either.
Side-eye intensifies.
Okay. The voice speaks back. Sorry, I was looking up something to make sure I was right before I said it. To make sure I had it right. He says there are but two ways to repair the damage done to your friend.
Listening.
And neither of those are in my power.
What do I need to do?
You can rush them to a cleric, find a genie.
Can I hear any of this with my 25 perception? Or just for Bolgan?
Nope. You don't hear the conversation. You hear them talking out loud, or you hear Vale talking out loud, but you don't know who he's talking to.
Okay.
Do you want to fly up, search around, see if you could see anything in the night in the fog?
Sure. Yeah, I was thinking about it. I'll go ahead and do that.
That's what I thought your perception was for the distance to how far away this other ship was. So if you fly up, you don't get very far at all, maybe 30 or 40 feet off the deck of the ship, or not off the deck, but off the top of the crow's nest. And you see a shimmering, for lack of a better term, like spectral shape of an airship. You can actually fly through it. It's almost like it's a projection. And you don't see any bodies. You don't see any people on it. It's just a mass. And if you fly maybe a quarter of a mile, you get through the other side and you see the ocean. You fly back, while this whole conversation is going on the ship.
Does it look like the ship that we've seen in the books about the Illithids?
Yes, it looks very similar to that, except not as solid, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, as soon as Clark comes back from her little expedition, I say out loud to everyone that's within earshot, we have to find a priest, we have to find a cleric, or a genie. I don't know where we're going to find either one of them, but we got to find a cleric or a genie. That's the only way to save Brata. And that's where we should take a break.
Exactly. Good timing for a break. Chat, don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Give us just a few minutes to take a quick break, and we will resume the action. Go get your snacks, because it's only going to get better from here.
Sweet. and welcome back. We're waiting on one person to come back, but we figured we'd come back a minute early and catch up on chat and catch up on things and see if we can engage some conversation here. So that was unexpected. Brata has been turned to a petrified Brata.
Yeah. So that was not
So that's-
expected. Y'all all rolled like absolute
No.
garbage there at first.
Yep.
Hey,
I mean-
on the plus side, I did roll damage twice.
So when it comes to the actual saving throws and perception rolls and all that, I rolled like garbage. But I rolled a 22 to hit an illusion.
It
You're
was
not-
real. It wasn't an illusion.
You're not sure what you hit.
Yeah, I hit something. I don't know what it is.
Failing whales from the sky. Oh, falling whales from the sky.
I mean, it could have been.
Could have been. Let's see. Let's go back
Folder
here and
is convinced.
At least it
He
wasn't the
needs a
bowl of
popcorn.
petunia. Out of the two things falling from the sky, the bowl of petunias was the much more dangerous.
Yes.
But that'd require you reading the really bad Douglas Adams books to know that.
Yes. Brata will make a nice addition to some town square.
Or a Greek family's yard.
Yeah. Yeah.
you've heard of garden gnomes. Well, how about garden orcs?
Yeah. Garden
So-
warriors.
Garden warriors. There you go.
Mm-hmm. They protect your garden for you.
Yeah, Diamond, it was the quarter mile. Excuse me. Oh man, excuse me. The quarter mile range was just the size of the fog bank that they were in. So it's a quarter mile each side of that ship, about a half a mile all the way around. Try and catch up on some chat here and see what else has happened. We were up to like 10 people at one point tonight.
Yeah.
Go get them. Tell them come back.
Absolutely.
Us,
Yeah, it's all us.
Diamond, Astrisi, and some bots.
Well, the bots don't count.
Yeah.
I've noticed that. Right now we're at 4, which is Diamond and the 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Good to know.
So we can pretty much say, wait, who's Bloodluster?
I don't know.
Is that a person or a bot? Are you in chat?
Whoever you are,
Bloodluster?
welcome.
Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. If you are here, I see your name in the user list, but I don't see you in chat. So maybe you're just lurking. That's fine. Have a great lurk.
Mm-hmm.
You just missed our tankety tank get petrified into a statue.
Absolutely. So now we have to find a cleric. Or a genie. Both will probably be equally problematic to find.
Mother Sushin was like the healing person for the entire orphanage.
But she's unconscious. So
I can fix unconscious.
we hope.
I can fix unconscious.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is why I got popcorn.
It's nighttime, so now would be a decent enough time to take a long rest.
So wait, you want to go to sleep while half of the ship is either turned to stone or under some kind of other spell. You want to go to sleep.
I mean, after
And
I
you
checked
think
them to see
and you
if-
think I'm reckless and irresponsible and do stupid things.
Let me ask you a question. Is you being awake gonna fix anything?
I can certainly try to fix something while I'm awake. I can't do anything while I'm asleep.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. I can't do anything while I'm awake right now, but after I sleep, when I become awake, I can do different things.
You Magic
you
people.
correct Furbolg,
Magic
who
people.
knows exactly what he needs to do to make things better.
Y'all are hilarious.
It's the funny thing about being the only magic person now. When it comes to something magic, I'm always right. I mean, I'm gonna check the people to see, like, is this a paralysis thing? Is this like a sleep spell? You know, I'm gonna check them first. But no matter what the answer is, probably I need to prepare new spells, which means I need to sleep.
Look, Furbolg. I know you and I have not always gotten along for whatever reason. Look. I know you guys don't trust me. You have every right not to trust me. But believe me when I tell you, we need her. If we don't have her, we're all dead. So
I'm aware.
Fix her.
Furbolg says, knowing that Furbolg can also be a serviceable tank if anything really went wrong. But yes.
And see, Vale doesn't know this
Yes.
because Vale has never seen that. So Vale sticks to his guns and go, look, fix her.
Okay, so I guess I will go and check on Mother Sushin and the children, and can I pick up any kind of medicine-y, insight-y, arcana-y things?
Let's hold on before we do that. Let me finish up the encounter first, and then.
Oh, I had given up on the encounter.
No. There's just a little bit.
No, okay,
It's a
fine.
Great cliffhanger moment.
I thought it was done.
Break. It's mostly done. Yeah. About the time that you all are kind of just accepting the fact of, well, there's not much we can do, and Clark comes back and tells you what she found flying around up there, or he found flying around up there. The sound of the mechanics and flapping start back up, and the fog eventually clears its way, and everything's gone. And Neris, he looks at you all and he says, "This is another foreboding message that was in the prophecy." And he says, "In the cloak of fog, a ship shall strike out with color and darkness to those sworn to protect the world from their return. Determined to regain a foothold, they shall never stop coming. They are returning. The Illithids, our former enslavers, are gaining strength. They're returning to this realm. It is a good thing you have awakened us. We must get to a place where we can train and regain our battle readiness. For soon there will be a great battle, and we must be ready. And we must have our commander." And he looks at the statue of Brata. "For she shall be forever in our minds as we fight for her."
How many of us understand that speech?
Only bits and pieces of it does Furbolg pick up.
Great. So I'm looking at this guy like, huh?
I'd like to take an insight check to see if this guy believes the crap he is spewing, because
right.
Boy, that probably is a little bit on the nose.
Sure. Go for it.
Only a 10.
Don't think that he's lying. Whether he believes it or not, you can't tell, but you do think that the prophecy he's telling is, he's not making it up. There seems to be a little conviction behind it, if that makes sense. And there was something else you wanted to do. Oh, I remember what it was. Never mind. All right, so Neris gives his little speech that no one really understands except Furbolg can pick out most of it. He understands that it has to do with the prophecy and their enslavers and the big battle.
That's when Vale gives his speech about, look, we need her. You got to do something. Wake her up. Oh, you want to sleep? Fine. Be that way. Go sleep. Whatever. Storm off in a huff.
That's where Furbolg displays his incredibly superior brain to Vale and reminds him that he's the only one who can actually do anything and that he needs to sleep.
Right.
And just that he's better than Vale in every way that exists.
Mhm.
So, some of that is unsaid. Some of that's just the tone.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. So I
Vale has
examined
no idea what you're talking about.
So I examined the bodies. Do I need to check or anything, or is this like an obvious thing going on?
When you get downstairs, you walk over to check Mother Sushin, and what do? You like? How do you go about checking her for consciousness?
I mean, I guess the first thing I'm going to do is like gently shake her and be like, "Hello."
She bolts upright. What is it? What is it? Wide awake.
I'll let her know that there was a little bit of a paralysis-y, sleepy spell thing happening. Illithid, they're gone now. Just take a look at the kids. Oh, by the way, Brata's a statue, and if you can handle that, we do need some help with that. And while she's looking at the kids, I'm going to walk upstairs to Vale, and I'm going to go directly look at him, and I'm going to say, I fixed it. I'm going to sleep now.
And I'll immediately walk downstairs and see what the hell's going on.
All right, you go downstairs, and Mother Sushin's walking around checking everybody, checking on everyone, basically, just making sure they're breathing and alive.
I help her with the kids. Because that was Brata's instructions to me, was help with the kids.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And she thanks you, of course, and she says to you while you're checking on the kids with her, so Brata's a statue. Is that what I'm led to believe?
Yeah, Brata's a statue. This thing appeared above us, and these lights came down. I'm hurting, but I'll be all right, I think. And Brata's a statue.
And she says, "You're hurt?" And she turns to look at you, and
I mean, yeah, and I'm just, I'm bleeding a lot.
Oh, my child.
I lost half my hit points, so.
Was it exactly half, over half, or just less than half?
just under half.
Okay.
That's why I was so concerned about evasion. Because without evasion, it would have been very, very bad.
Yeah, it would have been very, very bad.
I would have had eight hit points left.
That would have been con save bad.
Yeah.
All right. She looks at you and she says, "Is anyone else up top hurt?"
I think Furbolg got hit too. He might be hurting a little bit too.
I just saw him. He didn't say anything to me about that.
I'm hardy.
Yeah, you have a little more fluff, right, than Cat. So, she says, "Get everyone together, and I'll take care of you. I'll heal you all up." And she'll cast. What's the bigger one?
Greater Restoration?
Well, Greater
No.
Restoration is what she needs for Brata, probably. But what is it? Mass Healing Word or something like that?
Yeah. I think that's it. Because just in case anybody else has been hurt that she's not aware of.
It's been a while since I've looked at my cleric spells, so because I haven't played a cleric in a long time.
right, so it's going to be advanced die roller.
Ooh, 15.
Everybody gets 15 hit points back.
I'll take it.
I was already going to sleep anyway and get all my hit points back, so.
Well, she takes care of you. You can still sleep and do your spell thingies, but when she heard everyone was hurt, she wanted to get everybody back up.
Cool. Now, what are we
All
going
right.
to do about Brata?
Well, when you were packing up, did you see any diamonds?
Of course I did.
I need a very specific valued diamond.
What do you
and
need?
I need about 4 hours. Well, it needs to be. She describes it to you
Mm-hmm.
and says it's at least 100 gold piece value.
Okay.
The higher the value, the better the chance of the spell success. Though.
All right.
You have to make a sacrifice.
All right. So when I was packing up the warehouse, I very most certainly would have made sure to pack up anything valuable from storage.
Right. Also,
Um,
on your ship you have gems and your own treasure and
mhm.
everything.
Yep.
So
I have. Let's see here. Okay. Vale doesn't have anything worth 100 gold in his stash, but I'm sure we have something from the orphanage.
Furbolg has diamonds.
Furbolg's got
Furbolg
diamonds?
has diamonds.
Furbolg, we need
Remember
a
that
diamond.
we had a big stash of gems from the chest, the Order Sacred Grove chest, and inside of that was at least 900 gold worth of diamonds.
Yep.
It's true.
I'm sure in all of that there's one diamond that's worth 100 gold.
Okay.
We had 3 diamonds worth 300 gold points each.
Or at least enough aggregate diamonds to be 900 gold worth. So we can lend her, really, I only care about multiples of 300. So if she wants to use 300 GP worth of diamond dust, it's all the same to me.
Yep, you take her what you have, and she says that will work nicely. She's already been up to inspect Bratad. She sees all the berry juice staining the face, and she starts panicking for a moment, like, what happened? Did she take damage before she was turned to stone? Is she hurt? Beneath that?
I mean, yes, she did. I did just try a good berry, just in case. It wasn't that serious or anything.
Well, I'm glad you tried something. All right. She says she needs a few hours to prepare the spell and everything. So if you all want to go sleep, we can do this first thing in the morning.
It's like spellcasters need sleep to make their spells work right.
Almost.
And then I'm just gesture hugely as I walk down below deck to finally go sleep.
All right. No, just the innards, Diamond. of a small seabird's after lunch lands on Brata. Kind of like that opening scene from Disenchantment.
Yes.
Anybody doing anything else tonight? Sleeping, regaining health, a spell.
Sleeping.
Right.
I'm going to position myself at the front of the ship and just kind of keep watch until I doze off.
Okay.
So whereabouts were we when the fog rolled in and all the lights and everything? Were we pretty close to the vaults?
Yeah. Well, let's jump over to that map real quick. So the vaults of Awesome Doom are right here. And you all hadn't gotten just out of the bay.
So we were in, say, like right here-ish?
No, you just turned out of the bay.
Oh, we were up here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Almost.
Wait, why were we up there if we're going to Karangother?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. No, you were probably like right here. Because it wasn't long after you got started. I missed where we were. I thought, for whatever reason, I thought Karangother was farther up the map. I'm sorry.
So don't feel bad. So did I.
So, yeah, you had just gotten out of the bay. And that is... You were probably about halfway to Karangother, actually.
All right.
What about? Probably about right there. Not too far off the coast.
Okay.
Yes, you were pretty close to the vaults of Awesome Doom.
Okay.
You had to guess. You were within 25 miles.
Okay.
All right. You sent the message ahead to Oakflum. And as you approach Karangother, the sun is just beginning to rise, and you see the harbor master out on the end of the dock. He's looking, he's scanning, and you can see him out there. He sees the ship, and he says, "Wait, wait, wait!" As you can see, a couple of the deckhands were about to start shutting the gates to the harbor. Apparently, Oakflum got your message out to him.
Okay.
And you sail into the harbor of Karnangother City. Just as the sun rises. It was probably actually probably took you 2 full days to get there.
All right.
On that second day, Mother Sushin performed her spell. And you all see her up there, and she grabs Brata by the side of the face, each side of the face, and says some magic-y religious stuff and calls out Karan's name and kisses Brata on the lips and says, "Come back to us, my child." And Brata, you were returned from stone back into flesh as you remember being, but you have no memory of the last probably 36 hours. The last thing you remember.
Do I remember anything from?
Yeah, you remember just getting hit by a beam of light, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So when you wake up, it's the next morning, so it's dawn, and Mother Sushin is holding your face, and she's very, very close to you. And she breathes a heavy sigh of relief.
Mother Sushin, what happened to me?
You were hit by a terrible ray, and it turns you into stone.
Who did this?
Apparently, it was the Mind Flayers, the Illithids. They attacked the ship in the cover of darkness, I was told. And all of us below decks were knocked out. We were unconscious to it. None of the children were harmed.
That's good. I'm glad to hear.
Vale and Furbolg were a little beat up, and Clark took some damage too. And you, though, you were the worst. You got turned to stone.
Well, I feel fine. What do you
Well-
mean I was turned to stone? I feel totally fine. Just can't understand how we got from being in the middle of a light show to here. But if I trust anybody, it's you, Mother Sushin. So I'll take your word for it.
And you look around, and everyone else is standing there, and Neris is, "Welcome back." And he gives you a hearty slap on the back. Thought we'd lost you for a minute. Gonna put you on the mast as our new mascot.
And I just crack up laughing. That's fantastic! If that ever happens, you will put me on the front of the ship. And I will be the mascot on the front of the ship,
You all,
leading us to
that,
glory and battle.
Neris and Brata seem to be having a conversation in what appears to be broken Githyanki.
Okay.
It's kind of a common and Gith hybrid that they're speaking to each other in. So as you pull into Karangothar that afternoon, or I'm sorry, that early morning. Sorry, my timeline is a little messed up. I traveled us too fast on the map. That's too many miles to go in a day on the boat.
Oh no.
I'm trying to keep the timeline right. Some of the children are getting restless. They're tired of being on the boat. All the Giths stand ready at their post to prepare for the docking of the ship. And there on the dock, you see the harbor master, Gluten. He's an old sea dwarf. He comes down to greet you. He stops. Welcome back. Welcome back. We heard you were coming, and the inn has been prepared for your arrival, and we see that you've brought several friends with you. We are glad that you're here. Glad that you're safe. About that time, Marshal Implifer starts walking up behind the harbor master and says, "Thank you, Gluten. Thank you. Well, I'll take it from here." And he looks over at you guys. And, "Well, someone's been busy," he says, "expanding your operation. I see 2 ships now, huh?" He's referring to the little dinghy that he lets you borrow.
Mm-hmm.
How's that going for you?
We're very enterprising.
Human trafficking, I see now. Well, not just humans. You have a little bit of everything on board now, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Well, Lady Story's on her way back from the signing of the treaty. You're welcome to stay with me until she returns, as the inn will be mostly full.
Sure.
Unless you would prefer to stay in the inn, I understand. And he says, "So, those are the Gith, huh?"
Yeah, those would be Gith.
I can't wait to hear this story. No one's seen Gith on the face of the earth for a long time.
I'll tell you what, I'll let Brata tell you all about the Gith because they seem to like her a lot.
You know, I'd heard a legend of remaining Gith, but didn't think I'd ever see him with my eyes. I'll gather the council. We can meet tonight. Can't wait. This should be fabulous.
As everybody's gathering up their stuff and preparing to get off the ship, and we've had this conversation with Marshall, I walk over to Brata and I say, I know I'm probably one of the last people that you want to talk to right now, but I have something for you, and I hope that you'll accept it.
Hand it over.
I hand her the head of the person that killed Sister, whatever her name was.
Sister Verona?
Yeah.
So Josh, you hand her Josh's head?
Josh wasn't the one that killed her.
Executor.
The executor.
The executioner? Okay.
Ah, yes. Yes. See, you're learning well, Vale.
I
Can't
was
make your enemies fear you if you don't take their heads.
And I was hoping that you would teach me what to do with one of those, because I've got one too, and I hold up Josh's head.
Ah, yes. And I just kind of do the heavy clap on the back on his back. And
Yep.
Vale
Okay.
will.
Yep.
I'll show you how to process these.
Yep.
Yeah,
that still hurts.
From the skull of your enemy.
Yep. That still hurts.
They are starting to smell a bit. Been about 5 days.
It's been a while.
And it's while the temperatures aren't hot outside, these heads are starting to kind of smell as he pulls them out of his bag. You're like, yeah, definitely need to teach you what to do with these before just throwing them in your bag. You're gonna want to get a new bag. Okay?
I was gonna give them to you sooner, but then you turned into stone, and I wasn't sure where we stood, and I know I've got to earn your trust again, but I'm hoping that this will help as I fight back the vomit.
We're good for now. Like I said before, everybody messes up, but if you cross the clan again, it's going to be a different story. You've had your one mess up, but you're my friend, so we'll move forward. You know where you stand.
Okay.
In
Fair
my
enough.
father's tribe, if there was a wrong, you got one warning, and then after that, you were killed. So, you've been warned.
Okay.
But there's no reason to worry about that for now. Just don't do it again.
You know,
and then I'll set to...
It's good to hear you say that.
You want me to show you what to do?
Yeah, as you show me how to get started on this, and it's good to hear you say that, you know, you give people one chance to redeem themselves, because I thought that's what I was doing with Josh. I know you guys wouldn't have approved of me letting him go, but he was my friend. He was my roommate. He was the one that was there in the room with me at night when I was crying after I first got there, and he was the one that helped me calm down, and he was family, and I wanted to give him a chance. But I told him...
And you did the right thing.
I told him if I ever saw him again that he wouldn't live another day. And he didn't. I just wish I could find a way to help everybody else understand that I was, in fact, trying to do the right thing, but I don't know that I ever will.
Well,
Evil
in our
characters doing
tribe...
the right thing.
In our tribe, the tribe members are allowed one mistake. If they have a second, you kill them. That's what you did. You did what is well within your bounds of a tribal justice within our tribe. Now, outsiders, on the other hand, oh no, they don't even get one chance.
Thought he was a member of
your
our
logic
tribe.
makes sense to me. And that is the mistake you made.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Indeed, I did.
we,
I won't make it
you
again.
and I, we can come back from this. We can come back from this. I don't know about the others, but this is well within the way that orc tribes work. So, we're fine.
You know, orcs and tabaxis,
Just don't do it again.
They're not that much different. Yeah, I got fur and you don't, and you're green and I'm not, but culturally, I think we're a lot alike.
If you say so. Anyway, do you want to know how to clean these
Yes,
heads?
yes, I do, because this thing stinks to high hell.
I've been casting Druidcraft a lot.
But he's been
Makes it
precipitating them.
Nice.
All right, so Brata and Vale walk off together holding the two heads, and the children on the boat, as they're getting off, they're just looking at you all like, those guys are crazy. Clark and Furble, what are y'all going to do? I guess help to unload the boats and all that jazz.
I'm going to say that Vale heard one of the kids say that he was crazy, and I just kind of slowly turned around and looked at him and winked and turned back. Anyway,
Yes, I will be.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I will be helping the children relocate.
Same.
All right, for now they're going to put them all up in the inn so they can bathe, get cleaned up. You do know that there is a section of the city that they use like kind of a makeshift refugee camp. It's like the slums area of the town. So the innkeeper has agreed to put them up for a day, but after that they're going to have to find a place because it's going to cut into his profit margin, yada yada, you know. So the harbor master says he can keep all the goods at the harbor. They'll be pretty close to the area of town. And then from there, just try to keep the kids under control. Don't let them go crazy around here. Diamond, you're a mess.
mm-hmm.
All right. What else? After all the kids are unloaded, you get them over to the rusty chalice.
The rusty chalice.
They get bathed up and bring them over to so I gotta find the Karen got their file. All right. They get bathed up, fed, change of clothes, all that jazz. You take them over to the other side of town, and there's a woman out there in the streets, kind of looking like she's walking around taking care of everybody. She's an old lady dressed in dirty purple robes. I don't think you all met her when you first came to Karen Gothard.
I don't think so either.
So she's wandering around. She looks up and sees you all with this string of children behind you. Let me go grab the children, by the way. This gaggle of children behind you. And Velma, she comes out. She says, "Oh dear. Orphans, huh? Heard we might have some orphans coming to town. We've made a camp for you. It's not much, but it'll do." And she says, "Just follow me. I'm Velma. I'll take care of everything from here." Of course, the innkeeper said Mother Sushin and Brother Tom could stay there if they wanted to. And they both said no, they want to stay with the children. They should have it no better than the children. They're refugees.
Okay.
She takes the children and takes them into one of these little makeshift kind of huts. And she gets them all set up, and the rest of the day is yours after you get them set up, if you want to do anything else before nightfall. Marshall has invited you to dinner with the Council of the Guilds. Bring Mother Sushin and Brother Tom as well.
Okay. We will. I would love to graciously accept his offer. I don't know about everybody else.
Yes. I would like to bring everybody up to speed on what's been going on and hear what has been going on here as well. The Order of the Sacred Grove has fucked us all.
Indeed they have.
Mm-hmm. Those goody two-shoes. All right. At any point, Brata, do you let Furbolg and Clark, do you ever have an aside with them about your conversation with Vale?
I would if they... I'm not going to go out of my way to have that conversation.
Okay.
But if either one of them approached me, I would tell them about the conversation, and I would tell them exactly what I told Vale.
Okay.
So whether or not one of them decides to talk to me about it, that's up to them, because I'm not going to go out of my way to do it. As far as Brata's concerned, it's been addressed. Time to move on.
So Furbolg or Clark, do either of you inquire with Brata as to what the conversation was, how she's just so able to just accept Vale after what he did? Do you ever have that conversation? Oh, and stretch. Diamond is asking us to stretch. There, I stretched.
He's so concerned for our ergonomics.
I know, right? Thanks, Diamond. I needed a good stretch. Channel interaction, y'all. Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to observe everyone else. Over the table, I am lawful, and betrayal goes against lawfulness as a general consideration. But I am... The mission is the important part right now.
Gotcha.
I'm in about the same boat. Knowing how Brata is, I know that she is very go with the flow, and seems like she got all her anger out with Vale already with punching him and whatnot, so...
Yeah, I think I can intimate that Brata would have already killed Vale if Brata was going to kill Vale.
Yep.
Okay. Nope, just wanted to check in and see if you wanted to have that conversation or not. If not, we will move along to the dinner scene.
Dinner scene. Vale's hungry for blood.
I don't think they serve that here.
I mean, it is a town full of vampires, so.
True. I see what you did there. So you walk into the back room at the Rusty Chalice.
To the meeting room.
To the meeting room. Do-do-do-do-do. Oh, we forgot about Mr. Fluffers and Herman.
No.
They were on the boat, right?
They're on leashes. Well,
They're on.
they were
a boat.
following us, weren't they?
Yeah, they've been with you all on the boat and everything. So
Yeah, they were with Brata and the Gith on the boat.
so they either went with the Gith or the kids or stayed on the boat or whatever.
Probably would have been a good idea to keep them with the kids. That keeps the kids entertained because, you know, fluffy animals.
Doggos, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair
Makes
enough.
sense.
Makes
Maybe
sense, yeah.
Vale
right.
Vale would have very much encouraged. Yeah, leave the dogs with the kids. That's a great idea. Keep the kids entertained.
It would have been Vale's idea.
Mm-hmm.
So, all
Not
right.
that anybody's listening to Vale's ideas right now.
No, they're not. Well, maybe
there's,
Brata.
there's a couple of people that might be listening to my ideas. They may not like them, but they're listening.
All right. So as you get into the dinner room, everyone is there. The entire council of the guilds. Some of these folks you haven't ever met before, and oddly enough, the old woman from the basically the homeless camp is there as well,
Mm-hmm.
looking just as disheveled and out of touch as she was earlier in the day.
Okay.
So Herman, Sir Helmond is there. The elven artist that you bought the painting from is there. There's a halfling there that I don't think you've ever. Nope, you've never met him before either. Thought maybe there was an offhand like meeting, but no. There's a half elf that you've seen on the docks, but you've never really had a conversation with him. Oakflum and Marshall are all there. So it's a full room. You all, Mother Sushin, like this room's probably not big enough to fit everybody, but it's tight. As you walk in, the feast has been set up on the table, and all the heads of the guild are seated around. Everyone's friendly, but you guys can roll an insight check as you walk in the room.
This ought to be good. Yeah,
Not bad.
not the worst I've ever rolled.
Herbolg knows all.
Everybody except Brata, you notice there's a little tension in the air, but it could just be that they're unsure of what's going on. Furbolg, you're pretty sure there's something else to it. They're talking, but quietly and only laughing at what appear to be inside jokes. Especially Evith and Helmond. They seem to only be interacting with each other as you walk in and kind of survey the room.
Okay.
They explain. They thank you all for coming and explain they have some guild business that they just need to wrap up. It's just something they have to do once every 4 years. and tonight's the night that it was already on the schedule, and it can't really be rescheduled. It has to be done tonight. So they go into the conversation about it amongst themselves, and it's a basically they elect a new leader of the guild, and it seems a couple of people don't like this. Those people being Helmand and Evith. They are pretty vocal against it, and they say it's time for a change, and they say, I think it's time to Evith stands up, a thin little elf stands up and says, I think it's time to rework these elections. Too long have we just accepted the past traditions, and for what reason? Tradition? That's what everybody always says, but we owe it to ourselves and the future generations. Just think about all those children out there to build a system that works fairly for all of the guilds and all the people, not just based on who can bring as much money to the guild as possible. This is your first real glimpse into the inner workings of the Karnangathar political scene. You knew the guilds ran the city. The house story is more of a figurehead. They conduct the business dealings, but the guilds get the work done. Marshall responds to Evith and basically trying to shut her down. We have to honor traditions. These traditions are set by those who set all this up. It's in the charter. This is not for us to decide. And they go back and forth. And finally, after several minutes of this bantering goes on, Oakflum just slams the hilt of his dagger on the table 3 or 4 times. And he speaks up. My friends, we have much greater concerns than this right now. Our family has brought to us 30 refugees from my childhood home, their childhood home. There's an army on the move. We must find a way to protect ourselves, slow down an army, and protect our people. Can we focus on the real problems here, please? And everyone just kind of settles down and realizes they're being a bit childish. And for all their talk of not carrying on traditions, it's precisely what they're trying to do, even amongst all of the stuff that's going on in the world. So he asks you all to tell the story to everyone, so everyone understands what's going on. So whoever wants to do that can.
I'll handle it.
All right. So you tell the story, and then they're like, okay, so Mother Sushin, do you have anything to say? And she's, no, we just need a place to be. We need somewhere to go. I mean, we can't just live in the streets. Isn't there some place nearby? Does anyone have any suggestions or ideas they'd like to present?
There's got to be a forest nearby.
There is.
Yeah, there's some forests nearby.
Could essentially just set up a new settlement in the local forest, and then they are a little more able to trade with a major city / under the protection of a major city.
There's that.
Why not just set up the orphanage here in the city? Clearly, the Order of the Sacred Grove has taken it upon themselves to eradicate everybody who they see undesirable, and that would include everybody in this city. So, if we set up these orphans outside the city walls, even though they are under the protection of this city, eventually the Sacred Grove is going to come for this city as well, and we can't have these orphans sitting outside the city walls sitting ducks. They need to be within the walls of the city.
they all kind of see your point. But where? Where would we put them? The market? In the inner city? The Temple District?
Eat the rich.
It's times of war. Just deal with it. If once things are peaceful, we can move them out, put them in the Temple District for now. Or maybe the Story Clan will allow us to use some of their space. Clearly it's in everybody's best interest to protect these children at this point in time.
Yes, yes. The children are the future. For all. We would hope they'd protect us one day.
Cue Whitney
Well,
Houston.
You're welcome. I suppose we could put them in the temple. There's some temporary housing areas in there we could put them. Or we could even maybe retro some of the. Those yards are pretty big. It would just take time. They'd have to live in the temple until we could construct a permanent building for them.
There are very capable young people in this group. Yes, we brought you a lot of children, but some of those children have been doing a lot of work around the orphanage for many years now. They are eager and willing to help, and if you set them to a task, they will help you to achieve that task. I have no doubt in my mind.
Oh, very well. Oakfam kind of looks around Mother Sushin. Is this agreeable to you? She said, well, of course. We'd be honored and grateful to have any assistance, and my children will work for you. They'll work. They'll pull their weight. I promise. And Oakfam puts it to the council, and they all agree that that's what they should do for now with the children. Now on to the next matter. The pressing army of the Order of the Sacred Grove. You have intelligence that they're on the move. Am I to understand that?
They are on the move, and they are several members lighter after a recent encounter.
Do we know how many, their direction of travel? Where were they last seen?
They were last seen at Karan's Home for Wayward Children. That's where we killed most of the ones that were there. But
one part of the army.
Yes.
We don't know where the main bulk of their army is. We know that about a week ago, we set off a lot of bombs in the Temple District of Fruiton.
Yes.
While a lot of the
did.
Sacred Grove troops were out. And we know that we have successfully defended, to a certain extent, one orphanage, but the other orphanages have all been eradicated.
So how many strong was the force that you were able to stop? How many people were in that?
Refresh our memory. How many were there?
15 or 20 or so?
It was,
I think it was 20.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Okay.
And how many other orphanages were there?
5. So there were a total of 6 orphanages around the.
So figure 20-ish people per orphanage, plus whatever else.
So a couple hundred. They probably have 150 to 200 troops somewhere. Well, they have less than that now, but still somewhere.
Well, they would have to sail their main forces from up north, and nobody's sailing out from up north right now. The harbors are all frozen over. It's the dead of winter. We do know that they have a small detachment in Fruiton. That's where you said you attacked and took out basically their headquarters there.
Yes, we did.
But their main forces are harbored over in Casto, the city of eternal glory, far off in the north. They're way, way deep in the cold lands. There's no way they'll be getting out for several months. So unless they were to march south and then sail from somewhere, maybe Sepwich, and you could see them kind of drawing in the air, come down, sail. That would take 3 weeks, 6 weeks to sail here. We have plenty of time before their main forces get here. Marshall is agreeing as he knows all the trade routes.
Does anybody here know who the leader of the Order of the Sacred Grove's army is? Somebody who would be with the forces?
You may have that information in the books. Ooh, sorry, y'all. I just hit my mic stand. I'm sorry about that. I'm sure that was not pleasant to hear. You would probably have a record of that in the box of goodies that you
Acquired.
liberated.
Okay.
Whether you've gone through it to that extent or not yet, I don't know. Which I don't think you have really.
I also mean, like, if any of the guild people might know, General Jim or whoever.
Yeah, like, is there anybody that Marshall would be working with to ensure safe passage of his goods when he trades with the cities up north?
He deals mostly with some of the lower people. He doesn't really
Okay.
get involved. With the higher ups, he finds that there's too much bureaucracy when you start bribing higher ups. So he just deals with the people on the ground level.
Would those ground level people be in a invading army, or would they be somewhere else?
They're more of the like the port guards and stuff like that.
Hmm.
No, I'm trying to scry somebody here, and you're giving me nothing.
Sometimes that's the way it breaks. Magic
Yeah.
user.
That was more over the table than
I know.
at the table, but
You know that meme? That's when your players explore an area the dungeon master hasn't written yet.
Mm.
That's what we're having.
Uh-huh.
No. As far as leaders, they only knew the guy at Fruiton. They knew of him, but apparently their leadership changes quite frequently. Their leadership changes quite frequently due to just very poor management. No one really does a good job at leading the forces, so they're often hit with waves of corruption, and every couple of years there's somebody new in charge. There's just they can't seem to get their stuff together.
well, they stupided their way into some protection then.
Hmm. I am very sorry, y'all. I'll be right back.
That's okay. Do we need to take 5?
I think we can keep role playing for a minute.
Yeah, I mean,
think
we're
it's
pretty much wrapping up anyway.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if we're taking 5, it's probably end of session.
This is pretty much the end. I didn't know how long y'all were going to take in the beginning with the ship and all of that, so I wanted to leave enough time in there for some wiggle room. But And also, if we chatted a little bit during the break or after the break, I want to make sure we had time in the stream to cover all of that as well.
Okay, so strategizing with the guild people. I assume the guild people would play a significant role in any military action.
They would have to present a military action to the house story. Why is that so tiny?
Lady
Sorry.
Story is not here right now, right? She's out somewhere.
Yes, she's still out.
So I mean more like if we don't have the support of the guild people, like it's a non-starter, right?
Oh, I mean, you just won't have them on your side, but from what you could tell, it looks like they're in agreement with you. They need to do something.
Okay. Okay, guild people. Okay. So there's a new treaty that basically says all the evil people, quote unquote, are going to support all the other evil people if they're attacked, right?
Basically, yeah.
Now, the
from your
orphanage
understanding,
people-
that was signed the day before the attack on the orphanage, and if you remember, they signed that treaty way down south. Because they had been tipped off. I think it was down here in Enlightened Vale or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Now, are the orphanage people signatories, or are they just people who know the people who are signatories?
Like, because Oakflem is an honorary member of the House Story, he advocated for the orphanage in that treaty, so they are named in the treaty.
Oh.
Okay, so really,
The
what we
Order of
have
the Twin Moons is Order of the Twin Moons is what is named in the treaty, not specifically the orphanage. The Order of the Twin Moons encompasses not just the orphanages, but all werewolf type.
So we do officially have a sound the alarms, round up the banners situation.
I believe
as
so.
long as that treaty comes back signed, and that's why they're hesitant.
So when is Lady Story supposed to be back?
She was about 4 days behind you. So with
I
a
cast
1 day lead
Spy on Lady Story.
There you go.
And it's been 5, 6, 7. She was 4 days behind you. 1, 2, 3. They have. They're approaching the area between Quran's and the Vaults of Awesome Doom. 90. Yeah, they're on horseback and carriage, so they're moving faster than a walk. They can go about 15 to 20 miles in a day. So they're probably just outside the forest. Another 2 days, probably. Yeah, about 2 days to Karn and Gother.
Okay. So if I scry on Lady Story, is she okay?
Yeah, she looks fine. The carriage doesn't look damaged like it's been an attack. She doesn't look like she's been hurt. She's got a box on her lap that she's carrying, and the box is open. It looks like she's reading something.
Okay. Well, I'll relay the information that Lady Story is undead and not under attack at the moment. And I think what I'm gonna scry next is so in Fruiton, there was that like markety area to the north of the temple area. And there was like a fountain that was kind of the central hub of that.
Yes.
I'm gonna scry that fountain.
What are you looking for? Anything in particular there, or just
I
looking
just
to
want to
see what it
see
looks
like if there are troops mobilizing or what's going on, a week after we exploded the temple district and after, 4 or 5 days after they've executed a coordinated assault and been rebuffed in only one of those.
How big of an area can you see with that scry spell? Does it say?
It
Or does it just
doesn't,
say
so
a target?
I would take it as normal sight distance.
So if you're going to center it on the fountain, maybe 120 feet out around.
Yeah, and I have true sight for that 120 feet.
Let me look at something real quick on that map, because I want to give you the information that you get, but I don't want to leave anything out. Oh, you can see that from there. Okay, that's why I wanted to measure it and see. You can actually, if you do like a 360 look around, you can actually see the walls of the temple district, the Order of the Sacred Groves area, and there are several more guards and modrons outside. You can kind of see there's still just a hint of, excuse me, just a hint of what looks like smoke maybe wafting around. Looks like the plan to keep the fire contained mostly worked. There are a few rooftops that are burned and trees that caught fire outside of the city, but it doesn't look like any structures have been damaged.
Okay.
But you do see a lot of what look like guards or soldiers coming and going out of the gates.
Okay. So then I guess I'll relay to the guild people that when we were in Fruiton, I guess we were in Fruiton almost like a week and a half ago, or whenever we blew up the temple, that there was essentially no Order of the Sacred Grove presence. And now there is a bunch of Sacred Grove presence.
So you would deduce from that the groups that the other groups had probably gone back home after executing their mission.
Okay.
Okay, Furbolg. Furbolg, okay. Anybody got anything else? It's a lot of information, a lot to deduce.
I'd like to ask Oakflum and Marshall specifically what they have personally heard in their dealings with other cities, other contacts about troops on the move, unrest, etc. Like, just come right out and say, what do you know? What have you heard? What have you seen?
We haven't heard anything. The past week, it's been really quiet. We haven't had any ships in or out. Haven't really been talking with many of our contacts. It's winter, so most of the trade routes have died down. We don't really talk much.
Okay.
I'm sure that when Lady Story gets back, if there's been anything happening in any of the other houses or clans, they'll definitely have news to report.
Okay. Excuse me. Okay.
I think we're all getting there.
All right. So what now? What do we do now?
Well, should we maybe just wait for Lady Story to get back, get the children settled in the temple? We'll convene with.
I think so.
The Brata. It appears that you have brought a small contingent of armed soldiers with you as well.
Yes.
Perhaps
We need
you can aid
to,
us.
yes, and we need to start the process of shoring up the defenses of the city. Clearly, if there is a contingent that's big enough to go out and wipe out all of these orphanages all at once, they have plans to reconvene and aim the attack elsewhere. And they know who lives in. They probably do know about the treaty, seeing as, the turncoat was present for a lot of that. I think the best thing we can assume is that we need to hunker down here until Lady Story gets back with news, and assume that at any moment the city could be attacked.
And they all look kind of shocked and scared. Except Oakflam, he's like, yeah, makes sense. Keep the harbor closed. Luckily, we have a little cove here. Nobody can get through. Just let us know what you need. We'll help it. We'll double the guards. We can use maybe some of your men as well.
I'll set up a guard.
How far out did
I'll
we
have
say?
my men.
Go ahead. Sorry.
It's okay. I'll have my men set up guard duty, and they'll go on rotation to start with that process. We'll make sure that the city is defended, if at all possible.
Very good. Very good.
How far out did we say Lady Story was?
2 days.
Do we want to go and meet her and offer our aid to get her back safely? Do we think we need to do that?
Your quick thinking to get the to get to the orphanage was clearly the right move. So perhaps we do that. We do take a small contingent of us, and we go and meet, go find Lady Story and provide some guard duty on the way there. I believe that Neris and I can talk to Tevin, and he can take control of the Gith while we're gone. And then the three of us and Neris can go see if we can find the Lady Story. With any luck, Matches will return from whatever it is that he's wandered off to do, and we'll be able to have his assistance again. But we need to watch him closely. It's a little suspicious, the timing of his side venture.
That's fair.
You know also that Fruiton is at least 12 days walking. It's about 120 miles. So if they were going to march an army from Fruiton, it would take them at least 2.5 weeks to get to you. Now, if they were to sail them, it's probably a lot shorter. Would it take you all 5 days to sail there? So they
Yeah.
could sail
yeah.
Fruiton, they could sail in 5 days, or they could sail part of the way and then march part of the way. Just
Mhm.
giving you all the timeline so you know what you've got to deal with.
For a massive army, yes, but we also happen to know that there are small contingents running around. Given it doesn't take a ton of firepower to take out an orphanage, but we know that there were 6 simultaneous hits that took place, and they managed to move undetected, get where they were, do what they were going to do, and 5 of those probably no resistance whatsoever. So they're out here wandering around somewhere, and we don't really have any real way to know how many there are. So it might take 5 days for a massive army to show up, but for a small army, it may not take very long at all. And they managed to move through the area undetected.
And
how many more could have moved through the area undetected?
And what if they're already on the move? What if there are forces that we don't know about that are already moving?
Correct.
True. All is true. And Brother Tom, he just is nodding along. Like every time he goes to say something, you say what he was going to say. So he's just like, okay, I taught her well. Not much to add here. So it seems like you have the logistics figured out. I'll just leave it to you. Let me know if I can help.
You can appoint Brother Tom as the right-hand man to your right-hand man's right-hand man so that he can become a right-hand man of a right-hand man of a right-hand man.
With a red right
Eventually. Nice. If you keep going right long enough, then you get to left. So he'd be a left-hand man.
They say that 2 wrongs don't make a right, but 3 rights make a left. So
That's correct. That is correct.
And if you take 3 rights that make a left 3 times, you've just gone right.
Right, Diamond? If only there were a way to fast travel once per day. If
Yeah.
only that technology existed.
Yeah.
If
so
only we
hey,
could fast travel
that
without
is what we
having
were
been
talking
there
about
first.
yeah, that's the one thing about this.
True.
We haven't been there yet, so we can't go there.
Look, in another campaign, I've absolutely cheesed an ability that let me scry into a tent, and then I used Dimension Door because Dimension Door works on something you've seen before.
Yes.
In this case, I can't use scry and then be like, guys, let's grab the teleportation stone and let's all go there, because we have to have been there. Also, if all I had to do was scry someplace and then we could immediately teleport there, I'm pretty sure we would just explode all of Billy's plans.
Yes. So no explosions necessary.
Well, you got to remember too, and I think unless y'all want to do anything else, I think we're about wrapped up. I think that's a good solid plan for next session.
Okay.
If it exists to you, it exists in the world, and others may have access to it. I will just leave with that little nugget. I am not one to give something to the party, to the players, to the characters that other people in the world may not have access to. It's not an exclusive thing, right? Just like the gems of true seeing or the orbs of true seeing that you all have, that the Order of the Sacred Grove also have those.
And Josh has been to the orphanage before, and it would not have been outside of the realm of possibility to teleport those entire forces there and slaughter everyone.
Which could be why when you scried it, you didn't see it. And I'm talking over the table here in metagaming a little bit. But I know that was a big question mark. It's like, how did they get here so fast?
How were they able to travel without being detected?
That's something that probably could have come up in the AMA. And maybe the next AMA can be a little bit more about game mechanics and world building and balance of power and that sort of thing. But I just want to throw that out there because I'm not saying that you all do this, but I've been DMing for other parties that think, oh, we have all the most powerful things and
But
nobody
don't.
can stop us.
Nope.
Well, if you have it, it's available in the world for anyone to have. You got it from somebody, right?
Mm,
You didn't just find these things. You got these things from people. So just think about that when you're making your plans, that you all don't, wow, that looks like a puppy dog. There's a part of my map where the tree forest looks like a puppy sitting with his
Aw.
tail up and wagging.
aw, how
It
sweet.
just happened to be the way the trees and the hexes and the angle. Sorry.
So at this point, Vale would like to get very assertive and say, look, I really think we need to make sure that Lady Story makes it back to the city alive.
That would be impressive.
Well, in whatever form of alive she currently resides in.
That could kill her.
In her
Again.
undeath state.
In her undead state, yeah.
As we all remember from early editions of D&D, if you heal somebody that's dead, it hurts them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Yes. Even in Minecraft, potions of healing hurt zombies.
Well, I did not know that.
Mm.
Anything else, gang? Hey, Scoop?
Oh, Scoop.
I mean,
I don't have anything.
if you wanted
Just
to
kind of.
take and start that journey now, that's fine. We could say you're on the road or wrap this up. Get a good night's sleep.
Yeah, I
and
think we need to get a good night's sleep and hit the road and try to head
Yeah.
off Lady Story and make sure that she is safe in her travels.
I'd say that let's sleep.
Ooh.
We
Is
need
she
to
traveling
get
at
to
night?
Lady Story. Probably. She's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all exhausted. And the other thing
Very true.
is,
Are we though?
if we have the time, I would like to see if Matches joins us and if Matches has anything that we can use to help in the endeavor. I've spoken with Neris. Neris does have access to Dimension Door.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Short range, though, compared to where she is
It's
now.
like 500 feet, right?
Right.
500 feet. So what I can also
let's
tell you
see
is
here.
that Firbolg
Yeah.
can provide 4 hours of fresh mounts.
Okay.
That would cut down travel time for sure. Can Firbolg tell us where Matches is right now?
I maybe can. I guess I'll scry Matches. We can start next session with scrying Matches since he has to take a saving throw. But the only way that I would know is if he either tells me because he can sense that he's being scried and so he talks to the air, since there's not a visible representation of me, or there would have to be something like a landmark that I could see from where he is.
Okay. All right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I know that we all in life just walk around and start screaming out, "I'm at Kroger!" Just in case.
I do that every day.
Just in case people are listening. That's right.
Just in case
I
the
mean,
people
yeah.
around me don't know where they are.
I mean, yeah, it's super helpful for that reason too.
Yep. All right, gang. Anything else?
No, sir. I think that Vale is going to continue serving the party as best as he can, all while self-loathing himself to almost death, and we'll continue on next time.
And next time will be in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Right, which will be July 3rd.
Ooh. Okay.
We did not plan that out, did we?
I mean, July 3rd is not July 4th, so.
You're not wrong.
Yeah, the
3
4th is on a Sunday, which means the Monday is the holiday.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I don't see any reason why I can't play.
We shall check with the rest, but
Discord and make sure. But it should be
July
trying to
3rd.
get these on a 2-week schedule, y'all. So
Yes.
I mean,
I
what
mean,
do I have?
yeah, I already set up my schedule on my calendar, so I already know. We might have issues going into August, but July is good.
Okay.
Yep. So at least for July, yeah, we have some soccer tickets for
Soccer tickets.
Yep. So anyway, that was a lot of role play tonight and a lot of information tonight. But sometimes you have those game sessions where there's a lot to soak in, and some of this might not become really clear until the next session when we kind of hash over it again. I know they're not the most exciting or gripping or always, edge of the seat, but I like the airship encounter. That was fun.
Battle is fun, but role playing tells the story.
Yeah, you got to balance them, right? And hey, that's the first time I think I've ever turned a character into a statue. Pretty cool. And none of you died.
That was kind of cool.
If it weren't for evasion,
it's not like I didn't try.
There could have been some. There could have been a new character. Well, never mind. We won't talk about that right now. Next AMA.
Next AMA. There you go. All right, folks. Well, if nobody has anything else for the game master, then I'm going to turn it back over to our stream host. And Diamond says it did not go as he would have predicted.
Didn't go as I.
Hear your prediction.
Oh,
Diamond.
I wanted everybody to think. Yeah. Yeah.
What did you want him to think?
I wanted everybody to think that Brata was going to kill Vale. I was so hoping
Vale
certainly
thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people would have predicted Brata to kill Vale.
Not gonna lie, and I will not be spoiling anything, but Furbolg is still out overall.
Yeah, I can tell. The party's divided. The party is divided right now. There's a lot of confliction. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out long term. What are the long term effects of the party? We already saw some short term immediate effects, right? So interesting. We'll definitely talk more about it in the next AMA. And now I see why we don't have as many viewers as usual. There's a con streaming a Dungeons and Dragons game right now. Gary
Sweet.
Con. So
Okay.
they have 330 viewers. We should take our 5 and go raid them, right?
No.
That's really going to boost their numbers.
No.
Anyway, if you're enjoying the story, let us know in the Discord. Otherwise, I'm going to turn it back over to the stream host to wrap things up here and get us gone for the night. Thanks for joining us, y'all.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging with us tonight. We do appreciate it very much. We love you all very, very much. This also didn't go as I had anticipated. I'm kind of glad it went the way that it did, but we'll see how it goes in the future because Vale still has some people that are mad at him. Tune in next time to find out how that goes, which will be in 2 weeks, as we said. So July the 3rd will be our next session, again, 6 p.m. Eastern, right here on the United Adventure Company channel. Also, don't forget that on Tuesday nights, this coming Tuesday, we will be streaming our Weird campaign, WYRD. If you're into supernatural horror type stuff, don't forget to tune in for that. That'll be on Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Don't miss it, or we'll send the ghosts and ghoulies after you. But thanks again for watching, everybody. We hope you do enjoy, and until next time, you can come back again, and you are all invited. But until then, get out of our dungeon. Bye, everybody.